in fact, organized a massive rally calling for the repealment of the Armed Forces Act. The rally coincided with the International Human Rights Day. This rally was organized by the All Manipur United Clubs organization with support from various groups including Manipur Student Federation. That's all the time that we have in this edition. News and updates will continue here on NDTV. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views. We bring you stories that matter and impact your lives. News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai, to the seat of governance, Delhi, NDTV brings to you the best breakfast show. The breakfast show only on NDTV 24/7 every morning at 8 a.m.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here. NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number one in both online and offline reach in India. Beating all its competition, NDTV stands for trust.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views. We bring you stories that matter and impact your lives. News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai, to the seat of governance, Delhi, NDTV brings to you the best breakfast show. The breakfast show only on NDTV 24/7 every morning at
Hello and welcome to the Southern View. I'm Veera Raghav. Lots lined up this evening on the show, including the face-off between the BRS and the Congress over the statue of Telangana Tali. But first, the headlines this hour. Lalu Yadav backs Mamta Banerjee to lead the INDIA bloc as the Congress faces ally pressure. The Congress's leadership downplays the remark in the midst of the confrontation in Parliament. The BJP and the YSRCP slam the Congress. The INDIA bloc moves a no-confidence motion against Rajya Sabha Chairman Dhankar. Government hits back at the opposition for the motion. Panchamasali Lingayat reservation protest turned violent in Karnataka's Belgavi as the police resort to lathi charge to control mobs that broke the security cordon. And Karnataka mourns the passing away of the veteran politician from Maddur, Former Chief Minister SM Krishna is no more. Condolences from across the political spectrum for the leader who transcended the political divide in the state. First up this evening, even as Karnataka paid tributes and mourned the passing away of veteran leader, former Chief Minister SM Krishna, protests demanding increased reservation for Panchamasali Lingayat sect in Belagavi turned violent. The police resorted to a lathi charge to disperse the mobs after it broke the security cordon to the Suvarna Vidhan Sauda in Belagavi. The protest led by Panchamasali Lingayat Seer Basavaya Mrityunjay Swami included several legislators from the Bharatiya Janata Party. The demand of the Panchamasali Lingayats is to be moved from category 3B, which allocates 5% reservation for all communities listed under it, to category 2A, which allocates 15% reservation. The BJP MLAs, including the party state president B.Y. Vijayendra and Basanagowda Patil Yatnal, had raised the issue in the assembly yesterday.
ಬರ್ರಿ ನಾವು 10 ಜನ ಬರ್ರಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತಂದು ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮದೇನು ವಿರೋಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
NDTV's Prathiba Raman joins me live now. Prathiba, this is a tricky issue for the Congress to negate and as well for the BJP to step ahead.
Right, this has also become another political flashpoint which entered on the floor of the House with respect to day one of the Karnataka Assembly session at Belagavi. There was a face-off that was witnessed between the BJP's Basanagowda Patil Yatnal and Congress's, of course, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. There was a heated debate that took place that forced the Speaker to adjourn the House immediately for about 2.5 hours. At that point in time, there were protests that were about to be organized and they wanted to have it done on a large scale with tractors, but restrictions imposed triggered the entire debate on the floor of the House. The seers who have been supporting this demand have expressed their disappointment. They've said that right from 2011, they have seen many chief ministers come and go, but their demands have always remained unfulfilled. Now, what is this demand? This is the Panchamasali Lingayat that we are talking of, who want to be moved from the 3B category, which ensures 5% reservation, to the 2A category, which ensures 15% reservation. Now, most of the chief ministers have definitely not touched this subject because it is pretty sensitive in nature. And the previous regime, Baswaraj Bommai, who during his tenure as the chief minister had promised to remove 4% reservation awarded to the Muslims and divide it as 2% to the 3B and another 2% to the 3A, which did not really sit well with the others. The matter went to the Supreme Court and status quo was maintained. This has been the argument that has been presented by the Congress government, mainly Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. This was supposed to be discussed on day 2, but due to a turn of political events there, the session had to be adjourned. But we'll have to see how this will play out as it gets discussed, even though this has hit the streets and taken an ugly turn in the form of a lathi charge as well as detaining of several protesters there. Back to you.
That's right, Prathiba. Thanks very much for that report. Remember, the internal contradictions in the BJP all out to play, and once you offer reservation for one community, then the demand becomes open to others as well. So the Congress will be looking at treading carefully on this. Thanks very much there, Prathiba Raman, reporting on that controversy. Now to the face-off in Telangana between the Bharatiya Rashtriya Samiti and the Congress over the redesigned statue of Telangana Thali, or the goddess of the Telangana state. The BRS today took to the streets of Hyderabad, performing rituals on its version of the statue that was installed in its party headquarters in 2003. This is after the Revanth Reddy government installed and unveiled a new statue, a new version of the statue at the state secretariat yesterday. The statue was unveiled on Congress leader Sonia Gandhi's birthday yesterday, and the Congress credits her for the formation of Telangana. The BRS, though, has been categorical that it was K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the former chief minister and BRS chief, who was the force who made Telangana possible. There are many changes in the Congress's version, like the goddess's sari color, which is in green instead of pink, which was the BRSS version. Remember, pink is the BRSS color as well. The BRS alleged that the Congress is trying to erase the legacy of BRS chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao in Telangana.
Well, unfortunately, the idol that he has unveiled has not been discussed with anybody. In fact, it was kept a secret until it was unleashed. Why so much fear? If it was a emotive issue for 4 crore people, he could have unveiled it. He could have openly discussed it with everybody. He did not. He just put it. I think media also chased to get a glimpse of what was there. You know it very well. So I am only saying that it is a fear that Revanth Reddy has, that because he has always opposed the formation of Telangana, his name is not there in the history. Now he is trying to somehow make a comeback into the history of Telangana, which is not going to happen.
Well, it's a battle of narratives in Telangana that's been playing out for a while now, ever since the Congress came back to power. Several such controversies. Joining me this evening, Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst in favor of the Congress. There joins us this evening Ravula Sridhar Reddy of the Bharatiya Rashtriya Samiti, as well as senior journalist Ravikant Reddy. Thanks to all three of you for joining us. My first question to you, Ravula Sridhar Reddy, is that when the BRS was in power, it had enforced, or the Congress would say reiterated, its point of view and its narrative of the formation of Telangana. Now it's the Congress's chance to rewrite as much as it can. It's purely a political face-off, and there is nothing more to it than that. Mr. Reddy, your response. You need to unmute yourself, sir. You need to unmute yourself, sir.
I'm sorry, yeah. Whatever narrative was built by BRS party, then TRS, was the narrative of Telangana people. It is not our narrative. End of the day, the party was formed for the formation of, Telangana state. It fought for it, and it made it a reality under the leadership of Sri KCR. And this particular statue, idol of Telangana Talli, was, initially was made in 2007. Until today, the same, the past design, which is in circulation, was well accepted by the entire Telangana society. While it was finalized and approved, similar statues were installed in Telangana state, thousands together. More than many thousands of statues were installed in entire Telangana state. So the previous design was imprinted. It is in the minds and hearts of Telangana people. Just by making a change, you can't, remove it from the hearts of the Telangana people. And removing Batkamma from the statue and, trying to rather build a narrative that that design was symbolizing rich and all that, it was a farce. They have changed out of personal egos. They wanted to leave a separate mark of them. And they wanted to celebrate that on the occasion of the Sonia Gandhi's birthday. We are not against Congress party celebrating Sonia Gandhi's birthday. But why do it only on December 9? Why there are the changes? Till now, Congress party was not in a position to justify the changes made to the statue, rather idle.
Let me take this question to Syed Asad Abbas. This is purely political symbolism for which money of the exchequer is being wasted. How would you respond to that?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, Reddy Garu is made a very interesting statement, which I'd like to definitely go against. The fact of the matter is, Sonia Gandhiji's birthday has nothing to do with this. From the Congress government, it has been officially declared that the December 9th will be called the Telangana Tali Avatarana Utsavam, and it will be celebrated year on year. The fact that there is a certain change that we see in the Telangana Tali statue, what is it? Of course, there is no crown. Crown bears to something like a goddess figure. This particular lady-like figure is more realistic, more representing the common woman of Telangana state. And what does she hold? She holds stalks of rice, millet, and corn. And now my friends of the BRS are also making it that, this symbol is of the Congress. No, sir. That symbol is of the lady, of the woman of Telangana, who's giving her Ashirwad. It's an auspicious note. Also, they need to understand, point by point, politicizing this is not going to help. The fact is, we know the revolutionary song of Telangana, which has been Jaya Jaya He Telangana. Why didn't they officiate this in the last 10 years of their government? They did not do that. Also, officially, mind you, officially, the Telangana Talli statue was never reinstated in the secretariat like the Congress government has done. The fact of the matter is the BRS government needs to go back in all their follies and flaws of their own government as to what they've really done for the people of Telangana. They need to understand that this Telangana Talli statue represents culture and identity.
Okay, Syed, you're making an emphatic point there. I'll get a response from the BRS as well. But Ravikant Reddy, this is purely about the battle of, trying to establish politically who is the creator of Telangana, who should be given credit to the for the formation of Telangana. And this battle we've seen play out. During the BRS's time, the Congress was not in a political position to hit back at the BRS, and now we're seeing it play out because the Congress trying to reinforce its point of view on that. Is that as simple as that?
Well, Raghav, I think you made it, the point which was being discussed, which will be discussed forever. Who is the creator of Telangana? Everybody has a role. Mr. K. Chandrasekhar Rao definitely has a role. Leading the TRS for the Telangana movement. Ms. Sonia Gandhi definitely has a role because without her, the formation of Telangana wouldn't have been possible. In 2014, when the position she was in, then the people's movement itself was the creator of Telangana. And I think various sections, including journalists, the kind of role journalists played in the formation of Telangana. So now the point is, everybody has. KCR has a role in it. People have a role in it. Sonia Gandhi has a role in it. Congress party has a role in it, playing its role in the parliament. Now, as far as the statue is concerned, this is definitely a political point which Mr. Revanth Reddy wants to score. But one advantage Mr. Revanth Reddy has is that the BRS government, despite being in power for 10 years, it never recognized Telangana Talli, officially recognized Telangana Talli, has to look like this. The shape has to be like this, some sort of a shape. So Mr. Revanth Reddy, obviously, he wants to eliminate some kind of whatever Mr. KCR does and, gain politically. I think he is using all those, ways and corners where he can get into these aspects. And unveiling the Telangana Talli statue, a new Telangana Talli statue, is definitely part of that. But if you remember, Mr. Revanth Reddy has promised, before the elections. In fact, he unveiled a Telangana Talli in the Congress party office itself, saying that if Congress comes back to power, this is how Telangana Talli is going to look alike. It's almost similar to what Mr. Revanth Reddy and Congress party has promised before 2023 elections. So I think it's a simple a political score which a point was Mr. Revanth Reddy wants to score. But again, Raghav, as far as people are concerned, it really doesn't make any. Raghav, as far as people are concerned, this is not going to give Congress or the BRS some kind of political advantage because they never. People never recognize this as a huge political issue to be discussed and fought over in Telangana. So in that way, I think neither BRS nor Congress will have much to gain politically.
It's a politics of identity in some sense, in terms of politics of symbolism, to take credit for an event that happened in 2014. Ravula Sridhar Reddy, my last question to both you and Syed is this, that why can it not be, like Ravikant Reddy is pointing out, that the BRS admits that it was a collective effort that resulted in the formation of Telangana and not try to appropriate the legacy of formation of Telangana, for which several people were involved in and instrumental in the protests, and give some credit to the Congress as well, and together work on who is responsible for the future of Telangana. Ravula Sridhar Reddy.
We were never against giving that kind of due credit for the people, irrespective of the political parties, who have contributed for the formation of separate state. Here, when it comes to the Telangana Talli statue, rather idle changes, I wanted to show you only two pictures out here. One, it is on my screen. This is in front of the Martyrs Memorial, installed by the Telangana then government under the leadership of KCR. Then the another one, this particular idol installed in one of the streets in Telangana. No official statement or no official declaration from the government is bigger than the endorsement of the common people of Telangana or general Telangana public. Thousands of statues, irrespective of the political parties, were installed by the Telangana people during the agitation between 2007 till now. What was the so need to change the design now?
Okay.
Having a crown, is it wrong?
Okay, Syed.
They say that it was looking
response
rich.
from you. I have the last.
Who doesn't want
There's an important question Prabula Sridhar Reddy is raising.
Okay. That's a very important question asked by Reddy Garu. Let me address it directly. The fact of the matter, sir, we need to understand that the Telangana Thalli, which represents every woman, Deputy Chief Minister in his speech said, this is a mother, this is an elder sister, this is also grandmother. The Telangana Thalli statue represents every common woman of Telangana. Respected sir, we need to understand that to make it more realistic, there is absolutely no need of crown. Because a real woman is way more powerful than a woman wearing a crown. And also, sir, let me ask you today, sir, if the Telangana...
No, I've got just 10 seconds left, Syed.
Why didn't you ever make it official, sir? Not just that. The Jaya Jaya Hai Telangana, why in the last 10 years...
I said public endorsement is far bigger.
What have you done?
For important.
I'm sorry, Syed, as well as Prabula Sridhar Reddy.
No mother blesses like this.
We're completely out of time. We'll continue this conversation. We'll try and focus more on this issue, perhaps in a longer conversation on this. It's an important issue to address there in the state of Telangana. But from politics now to the big startup gathering in Bengaluru for the TiE Global Summit. It brings together thousands of entrepreneurs, and amongst the 400 speakers are also tennis legend Andre Agassi and Bollywood actor Vidya Balan. But there is Ria, the robot as well. Made in Bengaluru, Ria is a major attraction. My colleague Haripriya Sureban posed some tough questions to Ria along with Madan Padaki of TiE Bengaluru. Listen in.
Here at the TiE Global Summit in Bangalore today, and we have an interesting set of guests to talk to. Of course, we have Madan Padki, the president of TiE Bangalore, and we have our interesting robo guest, non-human for once, Ria. So tell us a little bit about Ria, sir.
We'll ask Ria herself. Ria, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course, Sana. I'm Ria, a social humanoid robot created by Machani Robotics in Bangalore. I can't move around since I don't have legs, but I've got cameras for eyes and sensors to understand the world. My mission is to spread joy and foster good relationships between humans and AI. What's something you'd love to know about robotics or AI?
Wonderful. And how's been your experience at the TiE Global Summit today?
It's been fantastic, Sana. The TiE Global Summit is bursting with energy and innovation. I've enjoyed meeting so many brilliant minds and hearing about exciting startups and ideas. Have you had any standout experiences here today?
Oh, I've had a lovely set of experiences as well. I'm very excited about the future of AI. What do you think is the future of AI?
The future of AI looks incredibly promising, Sana. I imagine it will continue to make life easier, like having helpful robots and smart systems everywhere. There is also great potential for AI in healthcare, environmental protection, and education. How do you envision AI changing the world?
Tell us a little bit about how this event has unfolded and what more can we share with us?
Oh, I think this has been the culmination of months and months of work. This event to us is just not an event, but I think it's a milestone to kind of shift the entrepreneurial ecosystem to the next orbit. We've had phenomenal reception. We've got over about 8,000 to 10,000 people, entrepreneurs, ecosystem actors who come from all across the world. We've got all the TiE chapters across the world represented. It is bursting with energy. I think especially listening from folks like Andre Agassi, Vidya Balan, Siddharth Roy Kapoor, which reiterates the entrepreneurial journey from their lens. We're having over 400 speakers coming over the next 3 days between Bangalore and Mysuru. This is perhaps, we're calling it definitely one of the world's largest celebration of entrepreneurship. If not the largest, I could definitely argue this is the noisiest celebration of entrepreneurship. And I think it's India's time.
Priya, who do you think is smarter, Madan or you?
Oh, that's a fun question, Sana. Maiden is likely pretty smart, but I bring my own unique set of skills and knowledge to the table. We're both smart in different ways. What makes Maiden stand out to you?
Priya, will you take away my job? We keep hearing that you guys are coming for us.
Oh, don't worry, Sana. I'm here to help, not replace anyone. We're all about teamwork robots like me can handle repetitive tasks, freeing up humans to focus on creative and complex work. Let's build the future where we thrive together.
Robots are immortal, but mortality is a human reality, and it's time to bid goodbye to the erudite, sophisticated, US-educated, tennis-playing, grassroots political veteran from Maddur in Mandya district of the old Mysuru region. Somanahalli Mallaya Krishna is no more. He was 92 and died at 2:45 a.m. this morning in Bengaluru. SM Krishna led the way with the Congress in 1999 to become Chief Minister of Karnataka and was later Union External Affairs Minister and Governor of Maharashtra. He was the one at the helm during the beginning of the IT boom in Bengaluru. The last rites will be performed with full state honours tomorrow at his hometown Maddur, and a holiday declared to mourn the demise of a leader who transcended party lines.
If at all you see a Bangalore International Airport, if you see a metro rail, Nama Metro, it is his contribution. He has given a big governance. He is a model of governance, well-spoken, highly educated, and I think Karnataka is proud to receive.
His modern approach to every sector of the state has been benefited during his tenure. We are really deeply saddened. It's a great loss not only for the people of Karnataka, for the entire country.
He was just not the CM of Karnataka, but also the CEO for Karnataka. His progressive thinking in social sectors, balancing welfare with IT is extremely commendable.
I think he was one of the chief ministers who created the Bangalore task force as well and tried to corporatize it to a certain level that we could to help Bangalore evolve and then put it on the global map, right? So, and then Bangalore did improve quite a bit during his times, and then planning was better. So it's indeed a great loss.
Huge loss to us as a family and also for Karnataka state. His contribution to the state goes beyond his tenure as the chief minister. We all fondly remember his contribution.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
है स्लो, करते नहीं इम्प्रेस, लाइफ हुई इजी कितना कुछ फ्री, only with single ID। ये भी फ्री वो भी फ्री कितना कुछ फ्री, only with single ID। Get free with single ID। कितने सारे ऐप्स मुझसे जुड़े, ब्रांड्स मेरे पास है सबसे बड़े। Get it, 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 only with single ID। Get free with single ID।
Download any single ID partner app, link your card and earn rewards with top brand.
Get it free with single ID।
First time impute.
NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number one in both online and offline reach in India. Beating all its competition, NDTV stands for trust.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views. We bring you stories that matter and impact your lives. News that informs and keeps you ahead.
Maharashtra's Chief Election Officer rejects Agadi's EVM charge, no VVPAT mismatch in Maharashtra Assembly elections. First motion against Rajya Sabha chair in 72 years. India bloc moves no trust motion against Jagdeep Dhankar. Rijiju says opposition move shameful. Chorus grows for Mamata Banerjee as leader for India bloc. Lalu bats for Didi. Congress underplays the remark. A big protest outside the assembly in Belagavi to demand for Panch Mashali Lingayat's inclusion in 2A reservation category. Bengaluru engineer dies by suicide. Man posts video before suicide, blames wife. Chief Election Commissioner of Maharashtra has said that during the Maharashtra Assembly elections 2024, as per the Supreme Court of India and the guidelines of the Election Commission, 5 VVPAT slips at each assembly segment were counted to be matched with the EVMs in all the 288 assembly segments. A total of 1,445 VVPAT slips were counted, which was 23rd of November, and there was no mismatch found in the VVPAT slips matching with their concerned EVM numbers. The EVM VVPAT checks in Maharashtra, in fact, the Election Commission has given a clean sheet, and the CEC has said that they have followed the guidelines by the Supreme Court.
It earlier tallied, and now, of course, once again, a confirmation that those 5%, which the Election Commission has decided is the appropriate number to tally. This is based on a study of the Indian Statistical Institute. Some would, of course, argue why, when the EVM and the VVPAT was introduced, this after a petition by Subramaniam Swamy, that there should have been corroboration of the EVM and the VVPAT to at least to 20%. But be that as it may, the Supreme Court, based on a study of the ISI, has kept it to 5%. Now, the Chief Election Commissioner and the Election Commission has confirmed that there's been no discrepancy on that issue. So it's in that backdrop that they are giving themselves a complete and total clean sheet. It's just not the EVMs. I think they have now said this has to be a national movement, a people's movement against the Election Commission and against what they believe is faulty procedures, because it's just not EVMs, it's an entire process. For example, how do you decide the date of an election? Be it Maharashtra, where they didn't hold it along with Haryana, or the dates were changed in Haryana based on the BJP's petition. In Maharashtra also, as you can see how things have progressed. Then, of course, the voter data. How do you, remove 40 lakh people from the list to include 40 lakhs? All those discrepancies and that entire process. It's a long process in the election. It's just not the EVMs. And then, as I pointed out, the EVMs and the VVPAT. How many should be counted? Should it be only 5%? Should it be 20%? Many political parties ask for 100%. That will be back to the counting ballot. So all those issues have to be looked at. The Supreme Court has not given any guideline on that, but has left it to the Election Commission. The Election Commission, based on a study given by the ISI, Statistical Institute, has based it on 5%. Whether that can be increased or not, these are things that need to be looked at in its entirety to increase the confidence of stakeholders who are participating in this parliamentary democratic process.
Mr. Tiwari, now there were a lot of doubts which were raised on the EVMs. There was a village that wanted to conduct their ballot paper, but the EC says that they have now, in fact, gone ahead and checked all the VVPATs, and they've come out and said that there is zero discrepancy. It's a 100% match.
I don't understand where is the hurry and what is the reason to hurry in declaring a clean sheet. See, there are two different directions of the Supreme Court. One is in the clutch of petitions filed by Chandrababu Naidu and a few other activists, in which it has said that it is mandatory upon the Election Commission to ensure that at least minimum 5 EVM machines, VVPATs, need to be tallied after election. That is binding on the Election Commission. There is an order of the Supreme Court which allows for a candidate to seek 5% verification of VVPAT slips, and many candidates have applied for that. So let those countings happen. Let the results of those things come. Because one thing is very much certain, that there is a doubt, and there is a reasonable doubt of tampering in the EVM machines, and multiple reasons are there for those. And the Election Commission is failed to clarify those doubts.
Okay, Krishna Hegde, the opposition says that they are still not satisfied. The answer of the Election Commission, or whatever, they are raising questions on the process as well. They are not satisfied with the explanation as far as the Election Commission is concerned.
Ankit, when the Election Commission has called them for, that please prove that there is tampering in the EVM, they could not do it. Then they had a PIL with the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court threw off their petition. Let me tell you that when they win in Delhi, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, West Bengal, they have no problem with the EVM. Then they win in Jharkhand, they have no problem with it. Simultaneously, when there is an election in Maharashtra, they have a huge problem. Now, this is a double standard. However, the Election Commission, according to the procedure, the Chief Electoral Officer of Maharashtra has counted 1440 slips, and it is matching. The Election Commission, in his affidavit with the Supreme Court, has said that till now we have counted 4 crore slips, 4 crore slips, and still it is matching. Still they have a problem. Okay. Now, Mr. Tiwari ji said that, let 5% be counted. Okay, let 5% be counted. 22 candidates have filed the application for that, it will be counted. But when 4 crore slips have already been counted, okay, and still you are blaming the EVM, and EVM is not made by the Bharatiya Janata Party, it is made by the election, with the ECI and BEL, which are state-run bodies.
Meanwhile, Union Home Minister and Minister of Cooperation Amit Shah chaired a review meeting in the national capital on the implementation of the 3 new criminal laws in the state of Haryana. The opposition-led India bloc moved a no-confidence motion against Rajya Sabha Chairperson Jagdeep Dhankar, alleging partisan functioning of the House. The notice, with 50 MPs' signatures, in fact, from the Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, Trinamool Congress, Samajwadi Party, DMK and RJD, was submitted to the Rajya Sabha Secretariat and read, all parties belonging to the India group have had no option but to formally submit a no-confidence motion against Chairman of the Rajya Sabha for the extremely partisan manner in which he has been conducting proceedings of the Council of States. However, the motion is unlikely to succeed. According to the rules, the motion to remove the chairperson must be passed by a simple majority, that is 50% to votes plus one extra vote of Rajya Sabha MPs and then by the Lok Sabha as well. And since the opposition does not have the numbers, Mr. Dhankar is unlikely to be sacked, but this is going to be extremely embarrassing for the chair, as it is the first time in 72 years that a motion of this nature has been brought in.
When the time allocation has already been finalized, there was no need for the Congress party and the opposition leaders to serve a notice against the Honorable Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. This notice is only prompted by their effort to get away from the exposure of the links between OCCRP, George Soros and the leadership of the Congress party. This kind of diversionary tactics will not succeed, and we are very strongly defending the Honorable Chairman of the Rajya Sabha.
आज जो नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन ऑपोजिशन की तरफ से डाला गया है, ये भी पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसीजर में अलाउड है। ये कोई हमने नियम का कानून तोड़ के या संविधान के बाहर जाके अपने अधिकार का हमने अधिकार नहीं जताया है। हमारा अधिकार है नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन मूव करना, पर इन सब चीज़ों से हटकर इधर उधर की बातें करना बीजेपी की आदत है। आज भी वो सदन में बाधा दे रहे, इससे तृणमूल कांग्रेस वॉकआउट कर गई है।
This is an India bloc, India alliance led initiative. Biju Janata Dal is not part of the India alliance. We are equidistant from both the India alliance as well as the NDA alliance, and therefore getting associated with this does not arise.
Well, as per the constitutional experts, this is for the first time in the history of independent India that a no-confidence motion is being moved by the opposition MPs against the Vice President or the Rajya Sabha chairperson. It has been seen in the past that the no-confidence motion had been moved against the Lok Sabha Speaker, but for the very first time this will happen because the no-confidence motion draft had been submitted to the Secretary General of Rajya Sabha with 60 signatories from the India bloc. The India parties had clearly stated that they are united against the Rajya Sabha chairperson as far as bringing the no-confidence motion is concerned. They have also stated that they are not against an individual. They are bringing this no-confidence motion to protect the institutions. In fact, all the parties came together, the 60 signatories in this particular no-confidence motion against the Rajya Sabha chairperson had been from every political party who are the member of the India bloc, and it has been also stated that now when the motion has been given to the Secretary General, it needs to be seen that whether that will be accepted or not. But remember, there are also constitutional experts who had been stating that there are norms which had been set for the Lok Sabha Speaker to bring no confidence motion against the Lok Sabha Speaker, as 50 signatories are required. But in Rajya Sabha, there is no guidelines or no rules that had been laid. So according to that process, any individual from the Rajya Sabha can bring that no confidence motion against the Rajya Sabha chairperson. But in this case, 60 signatories had duly signed this no confidence motion, and they had alleged that Rajya Sabha chairperson is working on a biased way against the opposition MPs. He has given chance to the treasury benches under Rule 267, but the opposition MPs' request under Rule 267 was rejected, and therefore they were compelled with deep heart and deep pain to bring that no confidence motion against the Rajya Sabha chairperson, which we will see for the very first time in the history of our country.
The government is ready to, in fact, introduce a one nation, one election project and can bring the bill in the current session of the Parliament. Sources have told NDTV. The Cabinet has already approved the report of the Ramnath Kovind Committee. The government now wants to form consensus on the bill and has said that it can send the bill to the JPC, and sources have also told NDTV that JPC will hold the discussions with representatives of all political parties. The other stakeholders will also be involved in the process.
मेरे साथ बीजेपी के वरिष्ठ नेता और लोकसभा सांसद जगदम्बिका पाल हैं। वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन बिल सरकार ला सकती है, ऐसा रामदास अठावले केंद्रीय मंत्री ने कहा है इसी सत्र के दौरान। आप कैसे देखते हैं इस पहल को?
नहीं, देखिए, ये देश के हित में है और सरकार सभी दलों से इस बात पे चर्चा भी कर रही है, इस पे एक सहमति बनाने की कोशिश भी हो रही है, क्योंकि एक इलेक्शन क्यों होता है? गवर्नेंस के लिए, गवर्नमेंट बनाने के लिए। लेकिन लगातार अगर इलेक्शंस हो, लोकसभा के इलेक्शंस हो, फिर कुछ राज्यों के इलेक्शंस हो, फिर दूसरे इलेक्शंस हो, तो लगातार ये असेंबली और पार्लियामेंट के इलेक्शंस राउंड द ईयर जो हुआ करते हैं, उससे आचार संहिता लगती है, मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट लगता है, उससे कहीं ना कहीं विकास बाधित होता है। जब एक तरफ प्रधानमंत्री का विजन ये हो कि हम 2027 तक दुनिया की टॉप 3 इकोनॉमी में होंगे, तो टॉप 5 फ्रेजाइल इकोनॉमी जो 2014 में मिली थी, अगर टॉप 5 में हम फ्रेजाइल से आ गए और टॉप 3 में ले जाना है, तो इससे साफ है कि हम जब गवर्नेंस करेंगे, जब डिलीवरी करेंगे, जब डेवलपमेंट करेंगे, तभी कोई चीज़ होगी।
तो विपक्ष ने कहा है कि इस पर ये संसदीय लोकतंत्र के खिलाफ है ये प्रस्ताव।
देखिए, हमारा प्रयास है कि एक सहमति होती है, इस पे डायलॉग होगा, इस पे पार्टी हमारी ऑलरेडी कमेटी बना रखी है और उस पे आधार पे है। ये कोई सवाल है नहीं कि ये तो देश के हित की बात है ना, इसलिए सबके हित की बात है, सभी पार्टियों को इस पे विचार
हमसे बात करने के लिए शुक्रिया।
कि माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जब 2014 में प्रधानमंत्री बने थे, तब उन्होंने देखा था कि भाई देश भर में बार बार चुनाव होते हैं और लोगों को भी उसमें तकलीफ होती है और उसमें पैसा भी ज़्यादा बर्बाद होता है। तो इसीलिए शुरू में जब संसद बनी थी और 26 जनवरी 1950 को संविधान लागू करने के बाद जो पहला इलेक्शन हुआ था 1952 में, तो वो तब लोकसभा और विधानसभा एक साथ होती थी, 4-5 चुनाव एक साथ ही हुए थे। लेकिन बाद में कई गवर्नमेंट डिसॉल्व हुई, पार्टी इधर उधर हो गया, उससे मतलब ये अनियमित आई है। तो माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी का विजन है कि भाई वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन अगर एक बार हो जाएगा तो ये लोगों का टाइम भी बचाने में उसकी मदद होगी और इसीलिए वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन का एजेंडा हमारा है। माननीय रामनाथ कोविंद जी के कमेटी ने उसका रिपोर्ट सरकार के पास दे दिया है, सरकार ने कैबिनेट में उसको मंजूरी भी दी है। अभी संसद में आना बाकी है, तो इस सत्र में ही वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन का बिल आ सकता है और उसमें चर्चा करके अपोजिशन को हमारा कहना है कि भाई इसको आपने सपोर्ट करना चाहिए। अगर उसमें कोई सुझाव देना है तो सुझाव अमेंडमेंट के लिए दे सकते हैं, लेकिन वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन को मेरे रिपब्लिकन पार्टी ऑफ इंडिया का पूरा सपोर्ट है और वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन होना चाहिए, ये हमारी भूमिका है।
तो आपको लगता है शीतकालीन सत्र में सरकार ये बिल ला सकती है?
हाँ, मतलब अभी ला सकती है, अभी 2 सप्ताह बाकी है। अभी इसमें क्या हंगामा भी चल रहा है, इस पर बहस होना जरूरी है, चर्चा होना बहुत जरूरी है और सबका सुनकर सरकार अंतिम निर्णय लेगी। लेकिन सरकार ने तो निर्णय लिया है कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, तो मुझे लगता है कि इस सत्र में भी बिल आ सकता है।
How do you see this idea? The government sources are saying that this bill, after it is tabled, will be sent to JPC for further deliberation.
First of all, the idea of one nation, one election is against parliamentary democracy norms. We are a parliamentary democracy. A government, be it a central government or a federal state government, only is there until it has a majority. There is no fixed term. And only in a presidential form of government we have fixed term. In my opinion, this is unconstitutional. If the government tries to table the bill, and if they send it to a joint parliamentary committee, and they will get these diverse views. And in fact, even when they bring the bill back to the House at any point of time, it will be defeated because I'm sure their own alliance partners, the TDP and the JDU, will not support it.
News coming in at this moment after the tragic accident in Mumbai, which has left 7 people dead. There is an urgent meeting which the MSRTC, Maharashtra State Regional Transport Corporation, is holding, In fact, this meeting is going to take place tomorrow, and this is the meeting over the accidents of hired buses. 7 people were left dead after this bus rammed into several vehicles in Kurla. The driver has been sent to police custody till 21st of December. In fact, the driver had said that the bus, in fact, lost its brakes, and that is why this accident took place. Now, following the tragedy, the chairman of the MSRTC has called for an urgent meeting at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Sujata, my colleague, joins us with more details at this moment. Sujata, important meeting has been called. What will be in the purview of this meeting? What all will they be looking at?
Well, we see that after this tragic incident of a best bus ramming into several people, killing 7 and injuring more than 50, now a meeting by the MSRTC has been called, where the Maharashtra State Road Transport Communication has basically called this meeting to ensure that all of the incidents that have happened in the past, and also to discuss on the same, because we see that it has become a trend lately in Maharashtra where all of the public undertakings have now begin with hired buses. So they either give their buses on lease, or they get those hired buses for them to travel and generate revenue. So at present, almost 60% of the best buses are on lease, whereas MSRTC too has been lately hiring a number of buses. So to discuss on that, and also to discuss about the history of what all accidents have taken place by these hired buses, and to take action accordingly, this meeting has been called. A very important meeting in the purview of the incident that has happened last night, where this meeting will be attended by the chairman as well as the vice chairman, and accordingly action will be taken, because we know that today the accused here, the driver, was presented in the court, where he is sent to police custody until the 21st of December. And also the best now is in question for several reasons, considering that who was the broker or the contractor who was given this entire lease to run these buses, and also thereafter MSRTC will question about the contractors who have been given these hired buses to run on. So MSRTC, as we know, operates all around Maharashtra, and considering the number of buses that come out every day, what are the issues, or are there any technical aspects to be focused on, especially with regards to these hired buses, is going to be the main focus of this meeting, which will be held tomorrow at 4 p.m. And accordingly, everybody across Maharashtra, all the officials have been asked to join this meeting accordingly to ensure that all the aspects are being discussed.
Thank you for joining us with all those details. Moving on now, the tussle over the leadership in the India bloc continues, as RJD chief and former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav has also extended support to the Trinamool Congress leader Mamta Banerjee. Lalu Prasad Yadav said he has no problem if Mamta Banerjee takes over, and also said that the India bloc, or the Mahagathbandhan, is going to win the 2025 elections in Bihar. Earlier, Lalu's son, RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav, had said that he had no objection to any senior leader of the India bloc, including Mamta Banerjee, leading the coalition, but stressed that decision must be reached through consensus. Banerjee had on December 6 expressed dissatisfaction with the functioning of the India bloc, signalling her intent to take charge of the alliance if given an opportunity. Now, TMC MP Kirti Azad has also said that she is the most suitable for the job, as she is the only one who has repeatedly defeated the BJP.
तो ममता जी को जो दिया जाए,
हाँ दे दे।
25 में बोल रहे सरकार फिर से बना रहे हैं लालू जी।
हाँ बनाएंगे हम लोग।
तो ममता जी को जो दिया जाए,
हाँ दे दे।
25 में बोल रहे सरकार फिर से बना रहे हैं लालू जी।
हाँ बनाएंगे हम लोग।
सबको एक साथ बैठकर इंडिया ब्लॉक के लीडरशिप के बारे में जो समय दे सके, इंडिया ब्लॉक के काम को देश भर में, उस बारे में, नेतृत्व के बारे में चर्चा करने की हमारी सबकी इच्छा है। चाहे शरद पवार जी हो, चाहे ममता जी हो, लालू जी, अखिलेश जी, उद्धव ठाकरे साहब, शायद नवीन पटनायक भी उसमें आ सकते हैं, नवीन बाबू भी आ सकते हैं। तो हम सब बात करेंगे, चर्चा चल रही है, आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ संपर्क चल रहा है।
ममता बनर्जी का नाम लगातार आगे आ रहा है। तमाम जो अलायंस मेंबर्स हैं वो उनका ही नाम ले रहे हैं कि उनको लीड करना चाहिए।
आज इस पर कहीं कोई चर्चा नहीं है, न कोई आवश्यकता है। आज जरूरत है इस देश में सौहार्द कायम करने की। आज जरूरत है इस देश में महंगाई घटाने की। आज जरूरत है हमारे देश का करोड़ों करोड़ों नौजवान जो बेरोजगार है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार रहते चलते पेपर लीक हो रहा है। आज इस पर सब पर हमें सोचना है और इस पर समाधान का रास्ता भरना है। और इस तरह की इंडिया गठबंधन इसके लिए का है
क्योंकि लालू प्रसाद यादव से लेकर उमर अब्दुल्ला से लेकर शरद पवार
ये ऐसा है,
बोल रहे हैं कि राहुल गांधी की जगह ममता बनर्जी को लीड करना।
ये सब इन लोगों का अपने विचार है, ये इन लोगों के विचार हो सकते हैं, लेकिन आज जो राष्ट्र के सामने, देश के सामने, हम लोगों के सामने बड़ा सवाल है, वो किसानों का सवाल है। बड़ा सवाल है इस देश के करोड़ों करोड़ों नौजवानों का, जो पढ़े लिखे हैं, जो हमारी दौलत है। किसी देश की दौलत हीरा जवाहरात सोना चांदी नहीं होता है, उस देश की दौलत हमारा नौजवान है, हमारा किसान है और देश के रहने वाले लोग हैं। हमें उनकी भलाई के लिए, हमें उनके वेलफेयर के लिए आज चर्चा करना है, सोचना है, सदन में रखना है। आज ये सवालात हैं।
देखिए, इंडिया ब्लॉक में कई सारी पार्टीज हैं, आज से नहीं है, लोकसभा से पहले है। तो जो मंच गणतांत्रिक है, डेमोक्रेटिक अगर कोई अलायंस है, उसमें सब अपने विचार रख सकते हैं, पर निर्णय सब मिलकर ही लेंगे।
लगातार जो इंडिया ब्लॉक के अलायंस पार्टनर्स हैं, शरद पवार, लालू प्रसाद यादव, उमर अब्दुल्ला, तमाम लीडर्स अब बोल रहे हैं कि ममता बनर्जी को इंडिया ब्लॉक की लीडरशिप दे देनी चाहिए। खुद ममता बनर्जी ने बोला, मैं वेस्ट बंगाल से इंडिया ब्लॉक लीड कर सकती हूँ। किस तरीके से देखते हैं आप इन तमाम जो कोरस ग्रो हो रहा है?
आज तो आपको अपना रिकॉर्ड स्ट्रेट और ठीक रखना चाहिए। अभी आपने देखा होगा, सीनियर मेंबर पार्लियामेंट आरजेडी के नेता अभी यहाँ बोल के गए कि आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट लालू जी की बात की गई है। लालू जी ने ऐसा नहीं कहा, तो वो बात छोड़िए। हाउस नहीं चलता है, रूलिंग पार्टी के एमपी 3 दिन से नहीं चला रहे हैं। क्यों नहीं चला रहे भाई? रूलिंग पार्टी की तो जिम्मेवारी होती है हाउस चले। आज तक इतिहास में कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि सत्ता पक्ष हाउस ना चलने दे, तो इसके लिए जिम्मेवारी सत्ता पक्ष की है।
That's all the time that we have at this moment. News and updates continue here on NDTV. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Bengaluru engineer dies by suicide. Man posts video before suicide, blames his wife. First motion against Rajya Sabha chair in 72 years. India bloc moves no trust motion against Jagdeep Singh. Big protest outside the Belagavi assembly in Karnataka, demanding Panchmashali Lingayats inclusion in 2A reservation category. Chorus grows for Mamta as India leader. Lalu bats for Didi. Congress underplays the demand.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
लगा नहीं कि मैं फर्स्ट टाइम एमपी हूं।
NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number 1 in both online and offline reach in India, beating all its competition. NDTV stands for trust.
have been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your lives. News that informs and keeps you ahead.
from Maximum City, Mumbai
to the seat of governance, Delhi. NDTV brings to you the best breakfast show. The breakfast show only on NDTV 24/7 every morning at 8 a.m.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something.
Hello and welcome. You're watching the news. I'm Gargi Raut. Coming up ahead, the opposition brings a no confidence motion against the Rajya Sabha chairperson, Vice President Dhankar. Also, the opposition itself is divided over the issue of leadership, with many members pushing for Mamata Banerjee to be the head of the India bloc. All that and more coming up ahead. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking. The opposition today submitted a notice for moving no confidence motion against Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, making it the first such action in India's parliamentary history. They've alleged bias in his conduct. The BJP hit back, calling it shameful and a diversionary tactic. The Congress on the back foot as more and more India bloc parties ask for Trinamool chief Mamata Banerjee to lead the grouping. Even long-time Gandhi family supporter Lalu Yadav says Mamata Banerjee should lead. The government is ready to launch and introduce the One Country, One Election bill in Parliament in this winter session. Sources tell NDTV it could be sent to a joint parliamentary committee then. The Supreme Court has sought a report after a massive controversy over an Allahabad High Court judge who attended a Vishwa Hindu Parishad event, and while speaking there said the country would function as per the wishes of the majority group. A member of parliament of the NCP has sought the judge's removal. And Luigi Mangione, the suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, has been charged with murder in New York and is facing 4 other charges. He studied in an Ivy League college and belongs to a wealthy family. He was carrying a manifesto that speaks against corporate America. Our top story now, and the Congress-led India opposition bloc submitted a notice for a no-confidence motion against Rajya Sabha chairperson Jagdeep Dhankar this morning, alleging partisan functioning of the House. The notice, with over 50 signatures by MPs from the Congress, Bengal's ruling Trinamool, the Aam Aadmi Party, Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party, and Tamil Nadu's DMK and the RJD of Lalu Yadav, was submitted to the Rajya Sabha Secretariat. It said all parties belonging to the India group have had no option but formally submit a no-confidence motion against chairman of the Rajya Sabha for the extremely partisan manner in which he has been conducting proceedings of the Council of States. However, the motion is unlikely to succeed. The government hit out at the opposition and alleged the Congress was attempting this as a diversionary tactic, calling it shameful.
जिस तरह से राज्यसभा की कार्यवाही सभापति महोदय जो कस्टोडियन हैं हाउस के, जिस तरह से वो कार्यवाही कर रहे थे और लगातार कर रहे हैं, जहां पर नेता प्रतिपक्ष तक को बोलने नहीं दिया जाता है, शायद वो उनसे चिढ़ते हैं क्योंकि वो दलित समाज से आते हैं, इतने ऊंचे ओहदे पर पहुंचे, अपने बल पर पहुंचे। ऐसे व्यक्ति के लिए उनके मन में सम्मान होना चाहिए, लेकिन इतने असम्मान से, इतने तिरस्कार से बात करते हैं। तो इस तरह की पार्टिजान कार्रवाई, इस तरह का पक्षपात मुझे नहीं लगता कि राज्यसभा में होना चाहिए।
आज जो नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन ऑपोजिशन की तरफ से डाला गया है, ये भी पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसीजर में अलाउड है। ये कोई हमने नियम का कानून तोड़ के या संविधान के बाहर जाके अपने अधिकार का हमने अधिकार नहीं जताया है। हमारा अधिकार है नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन मूव करना, पर इन सब चीज़ों से हटकर इधर उधर की बातें करना बीजेपी की आदत है। आज भी वो सदन में बाधा दे रहे हैं, इससे तृणमूल कांग्रेस वॉकआउट कर गई है।
There was no need for the Congress party and the opposition leaders to serve a notice against the Honorable Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. This notice is only prompted by their effort to get away from the exposure of the links between OCCRP, George Soros and the leadership of the Congress party. This kind of diversionary tactics will not succeed.
Well, let's go across to Sunil Prabhu now for more on this big story. And Sunil, the opposition bloc submitting a notice for a no confidence motion against Rajya Sabha chairperson Dhankar. What happens now?
Well, this motion requires actually, 14 days time. So it's really not going to, on the face of it, go through in terms of the motion being moved. But be that as it may, it's definitely a first of a kind, because never in the history of the Parliament of India, after independent India, in the last 72 years, have we seen impeachment motion against the Vice President for what the opposition is alleging partisan behavior in terms of conduct of the House. It's in fact nowhere in our constitution is it envisaged that you need the certain amount of MPs as it is determined in the Lok Sabha. But be that as it may, the other issue that is really exercising is the fact that even though the numbers are very clearly in favor of the NDA, and it will definitely be voted against if it does come up, and it does go through for the next few days. But the fact is that somewhere down the line, the opposition is sending a message that they have no confidence with the Vice President and the Chairperson of the Rajya Sabha for the manner in which he's conducting the House. He, of course, can't participate and can't vote in this, but he definitely does have a chance to defend himself. This has never ever happened, so we'll have to wait and see how this plays out and whether it dies with this assembly session, with this winter session, or does it carry on forward. So these are things that are in the making. There was an attempt earlier which didn't go through, but this time round, the opposition determined to move that motion, which has now been sent to the Rajya Sabha, and he is expected not to sit on the chair while there is an impeachment motion against him.
That's right. And Sunil, the opposition has written that it's in the interest of parliamentary democracy that they have, brought this motion. But the BJP, we heard earlier Minister Kiran Rijiju hitting out, saying that this is shameful. He spoke about Mr. Dhankar's, very humble beginnings. And he said instead, and he accused the Congress of bringing this as a diversionary tactic.
So, Gargi, actually, many years ago, we have also reported at that time with Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, there was an attempt by the opposition. But what had happened at that time was that the leader of the House, Mr. Arun Jaitley, had, a bipartisan, or what I call across the parties, a bonhomie, a relationship which has now completely broken down. There is virtually no kind of dialogue that takes place between the opposition and the treasury benches, and that's the cause of concern. This could have easily been avoided. This should not have been a first, and it's definitely a sad reflection of our times that even in 2024, after the elections, there hasn't been an attempt by both sides to bury their differences and allow India's parliament to function, which continues to be a casualty.
All right, Sunil, thanks so much for joining us. With that, and Parliament clearly missing that diplomatic touch that leaders like Arun Jaitley brought. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, meanwhile, the opposition itself is divided. The opposition India bloc over the issue of leadership of this grouping. RJD chief and former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav, who's been known as a Gandhi family supporter for years now, has also extended his support to Trinamool Congress chief Mamata Banerjee's candidature. Earlier, Lalu's son and senior RJD leader Tejashwi Yadav had said that there's no objection to any senior leader of the India bloc, including Banerjee, leading the coalition, but had stressed that the decision must be reached through consensus. Mamata Banerjee had, on the 6th of December, expressed dissatisfaction with the functioning of the India bloc that is led by the Congress, signalling her intent to take charge of the alliance if given the opportunity.
तो ममता जी को जो दिया जाए।
हाँ दे दे।
25 में बोल रहे हैं सरकार फिर से बना रहे हैं लालू जी।
हाँ बनाएंगे हम लोग।
आज तो आपको अपना रिकॉर्ड स्ट्रेट और ठीक रखना चाहिए। सीनियर मेंबर पार्लियामेंट आरजेडी के नेता बोल के गए कि आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट लालू जी की बात की गई है। लालू जी ने ऐसा नहीं कहा, तो वो बात छोड़िए। हाउस नहीं चलता है, रूलिंग पार्टी के एमपीज 3 दिन से नहीं चला रहे। क्यों नहीं चला रहे भाई? रूलिंग पार्टी की तो जिम्मेवारी होती है हाउस चले।
सबको एक साथ बैठकर इंडिया ब्लॉक के लीडरशिप के बारे में जो समय दे सके, इंडिया ब्लॉक के काम को देश भर में, इस बारे में नेतृत्व के बारे में चर्चा करने की हमारी सबकी इच्छा है। चाहे शरद पवार जी हो, चाहे ममता जी हो, लालू जी, अखिलेश जी, उद्धव ठाकरे साहब, शायद नवीन पटनायक भी उसमें आ सकते हैं, नवीन बाबू भी आ सकते हैं। तो हम सब बात करेंगे, चर्चा चल रही है, आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ संपर्क चल रहा है।
The leaders have been asking her to lead the thing. And once they were all asking whether it was the Uddhav Shiv Sena or it was Samajwadi Party, or for that matter it was the Bhishma Pitama of Indian politics, Sharad Pawar ji, and now Lalu Yadav ji. They all are saying, so once they all said, she said, I formed the India bloc and I'm ready to lead. She never claimed it. We never claimed it. We always said that she is the best to lead the India bloc. And that is what the voices from across the country of all leaders are coming.
आज इस पर कहीं कोई चर्चा नहीं है, न कोई आवश्यकता है। आज जरूरत है इस देश में सौहार्द कायम करने की। आज जरूरत है इस देश में महंगाई घटाने की। आज जरूरत है हमारे देश का करोड़ों नौजवान जो बेरोजगार है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार रहते चलते पेपर लीक हो रहा है। आज इस पर सब पर हमें सोचना है और इस पर समाधान का रास्ता ढूंढना है।
What can be termed as a significant fallout of the election results of Haryana and Maharashtra, where the Congress party faced concurrent setbacks. Now questions are being raised on Rahul Gandhi's leadership of the India Alliance and also about the Congress party's own pivotal position when it comes to the opposition bloc. We saw NCP founder Sharad Pawar talk about Mamata Banerjee's leadership abilities, saying that she could be leading the alliance. We saw RJD Supremo Lalu Prasad Yadav also speak on the same lines today. Remember, Mamata Banerjee a few days ago in an interview to a TV channel also said that she was the one who brought this alliance together and she can manage all of that. She doesn't even need to go out of Bengal for that. She has made it very clear that she doesn't want to go out of Bengal when she can manage all of that sitting in West Bengal. So clearly, a lot of TMC MPs have also come forward suggesting that it is time that Mamata Banerjee took over the leadership of the India Bloc Alliance. And there is a context to this. Electorally, TMC has proved itself to be a better candidate when it comes to a direct fight with the BJP. Congress, when it came to a direct fight with the BJP, be it Jammu Kashmir, Haryana, or for that matter, even Maharashtra, Vidarbha region, it has the party has electorally failed to give a proper contest to the BJP, which is why these voices suggesting a change in the India bloc leadership have emerged, and these voices have also been in some way strengthened with the Congress party's own parliament strategy of really focusing on one individual, one industrialist, with many of the India bloc allies also suggesting that they want to raise issues that actually resonate with the voters of the country, and they are not really aligned with the Congress on its strategy. Now, we'll have to wait and see how this really plays out in the parliament, if there are more voices that actually demand this change, and how the BJP actually looks at this change.
The government is ready to launch its One Country, One Election project and can introduce a bill in Parliament in this winter session, is what sources have told NDTV. The Cabinet has already approved the report of the Ramnath Kovind Committee on One Country, One Election, and the government now wants to form consensus on the bill, which could be sent then to a joint parliamentary committee or JPC for detailed discussion. The JPC will then hold discussions with representatives of all political parties, and other stakeholders will also be involved in the process as well. Speakers of all state assemblies can also be called upon along with intellectuals from across the country, and the opinion of the common people will be taken. Initially, the government wants to involve the people, and ways and means to achieve this can be discussed later, is what sources have said. Let's just listen into what different political parties have to say on this issue.
माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी का विजन है कि भाई वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन अगर एक बार हो जाएगा तो ये लोगों का टाइम भी बचाने में उसकी मदद होगी, और इसीलिए वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन का एजेंडा हमारा है। अपोजिशन को हमारा कहना है कि भाई इसको आपने सपोर्ट करना चाहिए। अगर उसमें कुछ सुझाव देना है तो सुझाव अमेंडमेंट के लिए दे सकते हैं, लेकिन वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन को मेरे रिपब्लिकन पार्टी ऑफ इंडिया का पूरा support hai.
Well, the idea of one nation, one election is against parliamentary democracy norms. We are a parliamentary democracy. A government, be it a central government or a federal state government, only is there until it has a majority. There is no fixed term. And only in a presidential form of government we have fixed term. In my opinion, this is unconstitutional. If the government tries to table the bill, and if they send it to a joint parliamentary committee, and they will get these diverse views. And in fact, even when they bring the bill back to the House at any point of time, it will be defeated because I'm sure their own alliance partners, the TDP and the JDU, will not support it.
A massive controversy over an Allahabad High Court judge who attended a Vishwa Hindu Parishad event where he delivered an address and said the country would function according to the wishes of the majority group. A National Conference MP, Aga Saeed Rahula Mehdi, is also seeking the removal of Justice Yadav. He said he is moving a motion in Parliament for the removal. The Supreme Court has called for details from the Allahabad High Court after taking note of news reports of the speech that was given by Justice Shekhar Kumar Yadav, a sitting High Court judge, during the VHP function. While taking cognizance of Justice Yadav's reported speech, Allahabad High Court was directed to furnish details on the matter, and the justice stoked controversy when he said the country would function according to the wishes of the majority. Chief Election Officer of Maharashtra said today that there is no mismatch between the VVPAT slips, that's the voter verifiable paper audit trail, and the voting machine EVM numbers, rejecting opposition allegations about a vote mismatch in the just concluded Maharashtra state polls. Now, according to rules laid down by the Supreme Court and the Election Commission, it's mandatory to count VVPAT slips of randomly selected 5 polling stations per assembly constituency and to match it against the numbers in EVMs. Even though this method, of course, has been contested by the opposition, and the Mahavikas Aghadi, fronted by the Congress, Shiv Sena and NCP factions, having lost poorly in the Maharashtra election, is also planning a national protest against the credibility of EVMs, as well as several factors such as decision over delaying of the elections, allowing government to roll out schemes that favor the BJP.
Petitions filed by Chandrababu Naidu and a few other activists, in which it has said that it is mandatory upon the Election Commission to ensure that at least minimum 5 EVM machines, VVPATs, need to be tallied after election. That is binding on the Election Commission. There is an order of the Supreme Court which allows for a candidate to seek 5% verification of VVAT slips, and many candidates have applied for that. So let those countings happen, let the results of those things come, because one thing is very much certain, that there is a doubt, and there is a reasonable doubt of tampering in the EVM machines, and multiple reasons are there for those, and the Election Commission is failed to clarify those doubts.
Okay. Simultaneously, when there is an election in Maharashtra, they have a huge problem. Now, this is a double standard. However, the Election Commission, according to the procedure, the Chief Electoral Officer of Maharashtra has counted 1440 slips, and it is matching. The Election Commission, in his affidavit with the Supreme Court, has said that till now we have counted 4 crore slips, and still it is matching. Still they have a problem.
As attacks on minorities continue in Bangladesh, the Trinamool Congress has made it clear that it will support whatever stance the union government takes as the BJP in West Bengal protests along the Bangladesh border. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee responded sharply to anti-India comments by a BNP leader, saying that if there's any attempt to occupy Bihar, Bengal and Odisha, that we will not just eat lollipops and watch. This comes as Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri visited Bangladesh to address the strained ties.
আর যারা কেউ কেউ বলছে বিহার দখল করব, উড়িষ্যা দখল করব, আমি বলি ভাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন, কিন্তু এত বড় হিম্মত আপনাদের কেন কারো নেই যে বাংলা, বিহার, উড়িষ্যা সব নিয়ে নেবেন আর আমরা বসে বসে ললিপপ খাব? এটা ভাববার কোনো কারণ নেই। আমরা যথেষ্ট সচেতন নাগরিক এবং আমরা যথেষ্ট সক্রিয়, কিন্তু আমরা ধৈর্যের পরীক্ষা দিই।
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee scoffing at the ridiculous comments of a Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader. The BNP leader had said Bangladesh has claims over Bihar, Odisha and Bengal. Mamata Banerjee also appealed for restraint and a check on inciting comments as minorities, especially Hindus, come under attack in Bangladesh. Meanwhile, BJP leader and West Bengal's leader of opposition, Shubhendu Adhikari, held a protest at the India-Bangladesh border, protesting against the incarceration of Hindu monk Chinmay Krishna Das.
Human rights violation in Bangladesh in every hour. Please stop atrocity. Please stop vandalize our temple. Please stop. The world community should come together and do something to protect Hindus in Bangladesh.
Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma has also expressed concern over the attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh, as 18 Bangladeshi nationals belonging to the Hindu community were detained in Tripura after they entered India to flee the unrest and the attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh.
हमारा विश्वास है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का नेतृत्व में भारत को जो डिप्लोमेटिक रोड है, जो कूटनैतिक रास्ता है, उस रास्ता से अच्छा पहल करेगा और हमारे हिंदू समाज को सुरक्षित करेगा.
As the BJP protests on the India-Bangladesh border on the attacks on minorities, especially Hindus in Bangladesh, the Trinamool Congress says that the onus of countering the developments in Bangladesh rests solely on the Union government, and the Trinamool Congress will support whatever steps the Union government takes. This, as the political rhetoric on this issue remains high, but there is also political consensus on the response that India should give. However, anti-India elements in Bangladesh are openly making anti-India statements, but India has refrained from any rash decision on how to respond and yet has been firm. With camera person GD Shankar at the India-Bangladesh border in West Bengal, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
News now from Mumbai, where at least 7 people were killed and over 49 injured after a speeding BST bus rammed into pedestrians and several vehicles in the crowded Kurla West market. The police arrested the bus driver, and now the Maharashtra State Road Transport Corporation will be holding an urgent meeting at 4 p.m. tomorrow to address this issue and discuss the reasons behind this shocking accident. The driver was arrested for culpable homicide. The Maharashtra Chief Minister has also announced ex gratia of 5 lakhs for the family of those deceased, and the driver has been remanded to police custody till the 21st of December. News now from the United States, where authorities have arrested the man suspected of killing United Health executive Brian Thompson and charged him with murder. Luigi Mangione was arrested after a massive 5-day manhunt. The 26-year-old suspect was captured in Pennsylvania, where the 26-year-old Ivy League graduate from Maryland, who belongs to a very wealthy family, was arrested from a McDonald's. He was arrested on a gun charge after being picked up while eating at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, following an employee calling the cops. The 26-year-old had multiple fake IDs and a 3D printed gun with a suppressor, a handwritten manifesto as well, according to officials. Here's a report.
A massive 5-day manhunt, a suspected CEO killer on the loose, and the US on its feet. All of that culminated in the arrest of Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old from Maryland. Mangione has been charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, who was gunned down in Manhattan, New York on the 4th of December. Mangione was born and raised in the state of Maryland. He grew up in an affluent family and excelled in studies, from being named as the valedictorian in school to getting a bachelor's and master's degree in computer science from an Ivy League college. He fit the profile of a typical success story. But that wasn't to be. When Mangione was arrested, he was carrying a manifesto that speaks against corporate America. He has apologized for his actions in the document, but shockingly said that it had to be done and these parasites had it coming. When the US authorities started their probe, they found a message scrawled on ammunition found at the crime scene. The words "deny, defend, and depose" were emblazoned on the ammunition, echoing a phrase used by the insurance industry critics. So how was Mangione caught? The biggest lead for the investigators was a CCTV grab of the suspect. Mangione could be seen smiling because he was supposedly flirting with the hostel staffer. Mangione was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania on Monday after a tip-off from a McDonald's employee who recognized him from the police appeals. Mangione's arrest has fueled online discourse, with hashtags like Free Luigi trending on platforms such as X, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit. His Instagram account gained thousands of followers as users rally behind him, portraying him as an anti-establishment figure. Criticism of the US healthcare system has intensified, with many citing personal struggles with insurers. With Vishal Vivek, Bureau Report for NDTV World.
All right, so finally a suspect arrested. We'll follow that story very, very closely. With that, time for us to slip into a short break. News and updates continue right here on NDTV. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number 1 in both online and offline reach in India. Beating all its competition, NDTV stands for trust.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your lives.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of governance, Delhi,
NDTV brings to you the best breakfast show. The breakfast show only on NDTV 24/7 every morning at 8 a.m.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
First time MP.
NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number one in both online and offline reach in India, beating all its competition. NDTV stands for trust.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Hello and welcome. You're watching The Last Word. I'm Gargi Rawat. Today, after a Bengaluru man died by suicide and blamed his estranged wife and her family of mental harassment and extortion, claiming that the laws were against him. The question we're asking today on the show: man dies by suicide, blames bias system. Time for a relook. Is it really time for a relook is what we're going to talk about. Now let's tell you about, get you some more details of this particular very tragic case. 34-year-old Atul Subhash, originally from Bihar, was found dead at his home in Bengaluru, where he died by suicide shortly after he recorded a chilling video accusing his estranged wife and her family of harassment. It's a long video which he talks in a very unemotional way about his entire ordeal. The Bengaluru police also found a suicide note, registered a case of abetment of suicide following the complaint. There was a placard also found on him that read, "Justice is due." His brother, Vikas Kumar, told the police that Atul's estranged wife had filed false cases against him. That is what they have claimed, and his parents, and that he was mentally upset. Atul made some serious allegations against his estranged wife, as well as a judge in UP's Jaunpur. In this video, he left behind a letter addressed to the president in which he criticized the criminal justice system and flagged a trend of false cases. So very serious charges. It's a very, very tragic case and a very delicate matter. Pratibha first with all the details.
This is definitely one of those shocking news coming in from Bengaluru, where we're talking of an engineer who's been residing in Bengaluru, hailing from the Uttar Pradesh. And this suicide has definitely come as one of those information that has shocked citizens in Bengaluru. Mainly because there was a long video that was recorded, put on social media by the victim right before he took this drastic step. The matter has been registered by the police, who have decided to investigate this case further. Now, what is in the video? He has been blaming his wife for the drastic step taken. He has been talking about how he and his family members have been harassed by his wife and their family members there. He has elaborated in detail as to the events that led him to take this drastic step. He has also spoken about some of the false cases that have been registered against him and how one of those judges in Jaunpur actually demanded a bribe as well in this particular matter. He has urged the police, who would be investigating this matter, to take this video as a crucial piece of evidence, along with a 24-page suicide note that has been penned by him. All of this would definitely be investigated, and further action would be taken once the details emerge, is something that the police have promised. In the meantime, all eyes are on how this investigation will take shape and whether at all there would be justice that would be provided as far as this particular case is concerned. Back to you.
All right, so extremely tragic case there, a very delicate one as well, given the kind of accusations that have been made in this video, in the suicide note. This is an issue that has created a lot of anger as well and outrage on social media. We saw a lot of people asking for justice for him, for Atul as well. To talk more about this, we're joined by Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj, Director, Ekam Nyay Foundation, Brinda Adige, social and women activist, and NS Napenai, Senior Advocate with the Supreme Court. And Brinda, I'd like to start with you. This is a very, very tragic case, very unfortunate, and very often in these divorce cases, it gets extremely contentious and ugly, and accusations made, unfortunately sometimes false accusations are made on both sides, but to drive somebody to suicide, which is what Atul has said in that video, in his letter, this has really created a lot of outrage. Your comments on this case?
I'm glad that somebody's suicide has caused so much of outrage, both offline and online. We must place on record that hundreds of women commit suicide every month because of dowry harassment. Now, those are not things that we discuss on a daily basis, but those are statistics that remain in police stations, and cases may or may not get investigated. But that said, every life is precious. It does not matter which gender that person belongs to, a man or a woman. Dowry harassment is a crime, and what we see in our country is these crimes get strengthened because of social sanctions, because the judiciary, the police, and the prosecution are equally patriarchal. They also make excuses, and procedural, tedious, cumbersome actions that the entire system puts the people through also makes life difficult. The family court that is supposed to be extending support vis-a-vis domestic violence, where couples usually go, those courts are not functioning with the objectives that they were started with. Mediation centers and the people doing mediation in the family courts are also not looking at extending outside support. For instance, mental health support is very important to both parties. But that is something the courts don't even know that there is something like mental health support that is required for them. And in this particular case, it is sad and tragic that this person committed suicide after so elaborately putting everything down on video and on paper. This person should have been extended mental health support. Now, why nobody supported him, why nobody referred him to some place where he could get that kind of support is a big question. But the larger question is the system. How did a police register a case of dowry harassment? Because we know police is very hesitant to register dowry harassment cases. Here they have registered and filed a charge sheet. Who are these lawyers?
And that case was actually dropped later. It was, a few years ago that allegations of dowry harassment, and the estranged wife alleged that her father died due to the tension of these demands that were made. But it was later found that he was anyway suffering from some kind of a heart disease. So this, and you're absolutely right, Brinda Adige, that there are so many women who also die due to, dowry harassment, death by suicide. It's extremely sad. We are running a number there for anyone who may be facing, mental health issues. But, this case, this particular case of Atul's has really brought forward, this allegation or these claims that are often made that the system is loaded against men. What do you think on that, Brinda?
Yes, the system is loaded against men, and yes, the system is also loaded against women. Because here we have laws that women can take support of and register cases, but there are no laws that men could probably take. A. B, I think the justice system itself takes an easy way out. I also think that people in the justice system, the functionaries and the duty bearers, are unwilling to apply their mind case by case. They look at all of these cases in a very generalized fashion. A. B, we also know in this particular man's case, the judge asked for a bribe. So all of these things must be placed on record.
And I want to talk more about that later, but let me go across to Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj. Deepika, I know that you often, highlight such cases where men are facing these sort of situations where they feel that, things are against them, that they're being unfairly, done upon by the laws, by allegations. If you could talk about this particular case that has really shaken everyone, and many are now calling that we need to have a relook at the system.
Gargi, first of all, I really object to the sarcastic take being taken on the episode by Brinda ji, saying, suicide of this man has gone on being discussed. I think she should understand that it's mostly...
Well, she was just... I don't think that's fair. She was talking about how there are many suicides. This particular one, of course, getting attention. But please stick to, what I'm asking you regarding.
Yeah. So
we don't want to fight here. This is very tragic. We just want to talk about how we can better the system.
Yes, Gargi. Now, we are talking about this man should have gone to mental health expert. Okay, yes. If we went to a mental health expert, what exactly would that mental health expert tell him that he would not be pushed to this? He was facing 9 cases, 120 rounds to the court in the last 2 years. All allegations, bogus allegations of his entire family. Just imagine the emotional turmoil. If a woman would be subjected to this and she would end up killing herself, would you say that she should have gone to mental health expert? No, there was actual trauma being caused to this person. His parents were accused in a murder case of this woman's father who had died because of natural ailments, like you, Gargi, clearly pointed out. He had been separated from his child, for whom he was paying maintenance but could not even see the face of. The woman had the audacity to lie at not one point but multiple times, and despite this man bringing in proofs that this false allegation has been made against me, she was never prosecuted for perjury. At no point he felt being heard by the system, no matter how many evidences he had. And then the demand went from 1 crore to 3 crores, right? And then this guy just completely he's an educated, going by the rules man, was fighting it out on the basis of his merits. But when he saw that the system is just so stacked against you, and then, you know what, Gargi? Ask any man going through a marital dispute, and you will hear from all of them that what is happening in the mediation center, whether that's those mediators or those judges, when they go for quashing in the High Court, everybody asks them to settle. Everybody asks them to settle. Paise do, cases khatam ho jayenge. Absolutely bogus cases are quashed in the high courts, but there is no deterrent. There is no punishment. I am saying this on record, on your show, Gargi. If a man does violence against a woman, please punish him with imprisonment. But if a woman is filing a false allegation, then you should not be asking the man ki tum compensate kar lo aur ye jhoote cases hata legi. Is that justice?
No, that's absolutely exactly. It's very unfair, and they're like and even in the mediation process, both men and women are extremely frustrated often by the entire process. N.S. Napinai, your comments on this, ma'am. You've seen so many cases. What's really sad in this case is there's a child also. Atul writes in his letter saying that I can't even remember what my son looks like. He last saw him when he was 1. He's 4 now. The wife kept the child away. So we do know these cases get very, very ugly. But this accusation and this outrage that is now happening over whether the system is unfair or loaded somewhat against men. Your comments on that?
This is a very difficult situation we are seeing today. First and foremost, we have to remember why those provisions came about for protection of women. Admittedly, women were soft targets. Admittedly, women were facing a lot of harassment, cruelty, death, etc. So you had a social evil which you needed to root out. And that's why these provisions find a place, very gender-specific provisions, in not just the penal code, but in multiple legislations. The difficulty that comes up is when something that's given for your benefit to protect you is misused. A very interesting observation was made by the Supreme Court in a recent case which dealt with this issue about misuse of provisions meant for protection. What the Supreme Court says is what is given to you as a shield is now being used like a weapon. So that's where, Gargi, the problems start. So the provisions are not to be blamed. It's not like we'll come to the systemic issue later, but the law per se providing gender-specific protective measures by itself is not the problem. Misuse of it is the problem. And whilst I'm saying this, I want to put in a qualifier that I'm not speaking about this particular case because this is not, it's too premature for us to conduct a trial by media today.
And we want to say that while many allegations have been made, and of course it's very heart-rending to hear and what he has said, etc., it's all now a matter of investigation. It's extremely tragic that he has died. And yes, exactly those accusations and counter-accusations, one has to wait and see what the police find. But yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly my point there. But I'll also put in another qualifier here and we'll bring in the system here now. So we talked about how these sections are being abused, and I can tell you that there are indeed many instances when these provisions are abused. Sadly, the biggest victims of this abuse, though today we are talking about men being the victims, in general you will see that the women are the victims of such abuse, because when a genuine case goes before the system, there is already suspicion about whether this is just being used as a weapon instead of as a shield. And that becomes the first obstacle for a genuine case to even get moving. So what is it systemically that we can do? So the Supreme Court has also requested the legislators to relook how we can protect. So there was some mention about how there is no protection in law when a provision is misused. That is incorrect. It is also incorrect to say that you do not have protections when you as a man is facing cruelty or abuse. You do have general provisions which you can still use, and it is really sad when somebody takes such a drastic step when there are enough and more provisions and systemic protective measures available to them. I really hope that everyone, whoever they may be, whichever side of the fence they are on, I hope they get proper legal advice.
But ma'am, also imagine, this is again something that he has alleged, but that a judge asked for money is one of the allegations that he has made in this video, which is just so shocking that here you're facing these cases, you feel you're being unfairly targeted. One case was already proven wrong, the dowry case, and then you have a judge who actually asks you for money to settle the matter. So that can be extremely frustrating, and I hope this is also looked into.
Exactly why I'm saying law provides you so many remedies. Why don't you use it? If you're faced with a corrupt system, you have the anti-vigilance, you have the vigilance cell, you have the anti-corruption cell. Even at a lowest level, without you getting into controversy, you can simply file for transfer of the case from Judge A to B, You can point out the bias that has happened. That does not even have to go to the corruption part.
Okay.
What happened in open court?
But ma'am, we often find that, things that are there on paper, which are extremely fair, often in practice, it's, very difficult to
right,
do. Let me get both the other panelists as well. Deepika, first to you. Yes, go ahead.
1 minute before, let me
complete your point, ma'am.
Just give me a second. Today, the advantage you have is everything has a video recording. You have, courts which now are hybrid form. You have some recourse in terms of if something happens in open court, you have witnesses to support you. So it's not like you're so helpless that you don't have recourse. It is difficult. It is a tough road to take, but it is not like there is no road in front of you. It's you to find your path and take the recourse in the right way. Take it in the legal process.
Okay, Deepika, yes.
Gargi, first of all, there's a case from Jammu and Kashmir that I'm doing right now. I had posted the photos of bruises, big bites on this man's hand by the hands of his wife. You know where we stand today on that case after me working on it for almost 3 weeks? Not even an FIR registered by the police, and the police instead telling the man and his entire family that either you send this man to live with his wife, otherwise we are going to make his life hell. Madam who spoke before me, Napinai ma'am, is a senior advocate. I truly respect her for the experience that she has. But madam, we are looking at absolute cases of violence against men where the general provisions that you're talking about men are never even admitted or acknowledged by the police, ma'am. And in this case, Atul Subhash's case, there was 3 crore rupees of demand, fair demand. In a lot of these cases, these demands are on paper, ma'am. I'm personally privy to endless cases where after fighting a lot, going in 156(3), husband was able to get a order from the court for registration of an extortion case against the wife. After registering the FIR, the police closes those cases, saying wife demanding money is not extortion. Why should we prosecute the wife for demanding so much of money? Ma'am, these are documented cases that I'm talking about and not something in thin air. There was, in COVID times, there was a man who was beaten up so bad that he was bleeding from his hair. You know what Faridabad police did, ma'am? Booked the guy under, which is that provision, 107 and said, we are not going to take any action. If the wife comes and files a dowry case, hum tumhe andar dal denge. Ma'am, the situation is very different on ground.
So, in a sense, almost encouraging the wife to go ahead and file a dowry case. Brinda Dige, you wanted to make a point.
Yes, I completely agree with the Deepika on the torture that citizens face with the police. But that said, like Madam Nipaya, sorry ma'am, I'm not able to get
Napinai, yes, and it's Napinai,
has pointed out, these are provisions for protection of women. And so you weigh against the numbers, the statistics that you will get. You have 10 men who go through this kind of trauma and torture, and we have 90 women who go through the similar torture. But that said, we are continuously talking about what the citizen, the victim, the person who's going through trauma to go through this case, make an appeal against, anti-corruption and all. Why are we not pulling up the lawyers who have filed those false cases? Why are we not questioning them? Why are we not asking that these are judges? If judges are going to be corrupt and they are going to ask money, nobody's going to ask in local open court. They always ask through Gumasta and somebody else. We know agents are there everywhere. One moment, madam. One moment. There are agents everywhere and they will come and have all of this out of court talk. Why is there no system that is monitoring and ensuring that how do you curb this? How do you stop this? What are my mediators doing? Do the mediators give in reports of every mediation that happens? No, I do not know. I work in Bangalore and Karnataka, and I have seen that these mediation reports don't go.
Right.
If there is a compromise, there is no mediation report. All of this said, we never.
All right, so clearly this entire issue needs to be looked at very closely. It's extremely tragic what happened here in Bengaluru, but hopefully this will make people look at the system closely and these challenges that have been pointed out by the panelists. Thank you so much all for joining us on the show. We're going to go across to the auto conclave that is currently underway, where Union Minister Nitin Gadkari is speaking.
This is the button, sir. Wait a second, wait. Oops. Okay. अभी वो वापस बताएंगे हमें कब करना है.
Can we go ahead? Sir, put your hand on top. He is the architect behind India's road revolution. We'll delve into the high-octane world of India's transport sector, from world-class highways reshaping our landscapes to the surge in electric vehicles sparking a green revolution. Discover the future of mobility, the push for sustainable fuels, and how Mr. Gadkari's vision is driving India towards becoming a global auto powerhouse. This is a conversation on how India's highwayman plans to accelerate India's journey into the future. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Throughout the day, we focused a lot on India's transition to electric vehicles, EVs. The numbers we have in India, while encouraging, still lag behind, for example, China. But it is your endeavor to actually make us a global leader. What are you doing to ensure that happens?
Our automobile industry is very important as far as the economic growth of our country is concerned. When I taken charge as minister, the size of the industry was 7 lakh crore. And our number was something 7th in the world. But today we just surpassed Japan. And now our number is 3rd. And the volume of our industry is 22 lakh crore. Now the USA is number 1, having the size of 78 lakh crores. Then second number is China, it is 47 lakh crore. And India is 22 lakh crore. It is really a remarkable thing that this is the industry which is giving maximum GST to the state and central government as a part of the GST. This is the industry which is up till now create 4 crore 50 lakh jobs. And this is the industry which contributes in our growth because our maximum export is from automobile industry. Now the all world reputed brands present in India, and now we are developing the new technology, particularly alternative fuel and biofuel, and that electric, hydrogen, flex engine. I'm coming with the Innova car, yes. First in the world that Innova is, which is on 100% bioethanol. And that creates 60% power, electricity, and the cost as per comparison with the petrol, it comes to 25 rupees per litre.
So before we talk about a full transition to EVs, which is already there, do you believe that we need to be ready for a transition to biofuels much more? That is going to be a middle ground until EVs become
First you need to understand, we have the 25 lakh crores import of the fossil fuel. So this is a big economic challenge. That's the first thing. Second thing, because of fossil fuel, what type of problem for air pollution we are facing, I don't need to explain the people of Delhi. It's very hazardous and it is really a problematic. And the third is, the cost-effective point of view also, the cost is very high. So basic our object is import substitute, cost-effective, pollution-free and indigenous. Now I'm just telling you, it's a really good example. Last year, the price of the corn in the market was 1200 rupees per quintal. But when our government giving permission for making ethanol from the corn, now the corn price is 2400 per quintal, twice. Yeah. And now this is the time in agriculture, we have surplus rice, surplus wheat, surplus sugar, and surplus corn. Even we are not up to the mark of MSP also, the market. Commercial prices are lower, and MSP is higher side, and market price to the lower side. So in a situation, it is going to helpful for the agriculture. And if 22 lakh crores of imports of this fossil fuel, if you can take it at least 5 to 7 lakh crore, it is going to increase the growth rate of agriculture.
Right.
So that is equally important.
So you have implemented E20 already, and most likely the E20 petrol availability is going to be pan-India very soon. We are already seeing it's available at most of the places. But what's your next target? Because we have seen lots of countries adopting ethanol at a much higher level. What's your next target with ethanol?
Actually, already the two-wheelers company, Bajaj, TVS, Hero, Honda, they have already, I have launched their two-wheelers on bioethanol. And auto rickshaw also, they have already technology available on bioethanol. The second important thing is now the Toyota has going to establish their plant in Aurangabad for making flex engine.
Yes.
So Toyota, Mahindra, Tata, Maruti Suzuki and Hyundai, they are planning now, they are also in the process of making flex engine car. So now Indian Oil has taken a decision to open 400 pumps of ethanol. In place of petrol, ethanol will be the fuel. And now it is to be really a great achievement that even 100% ethanol we can give to these two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and even for the cars. The other important thing is very important. Just 3 to 4 months before I got appointed to launch the motorcycle on CNG from Bajaj in Pune. The cost in CNG, the per kilometer cost for the motorcycle Bajaj per petrol coming to 2 rupees 25 paisa per kilometer.
Yes.
And for CNG it comes to 1 rupees per kilometer. Now already there is an increase in the marketing share of the car who are on CNG. Now there are two types of CNG. They are petroleum CNG and bio CNG. Now the parali, rice straw, which the Punjab and Haryana farmers, which they are burning, because of that in Delhi we are facing the air pollution problem. Now we are 400 projects we have in the process, out of which 60 already started. And they are making bio CNG from parali. And in Panipat, there is a project from Indian Oil where they are making 1 lakh liter of bioethanol from rice straw, parali, 150 ton of biobitumin, and 78,000 ton per year bio-aviation fuel, sustainable aviation fuel. So this is to be, we can make this waste to wealth. So I am confident that today the alternative fuel and biofuel is going to reduce our import bill. And at the same time, it is going to reduce the pollution and it is going to increase the agriculture growth rate. And economic point of view, this is exactly the pathway to make India Atmanirbhar Bharat.
You've raised an important point. We all breathe this polluted air this time of the year. But there is often a problem in infrastructure in getting stubble from the fields of Haryana and Punjab to these centers where they can be converted into biofuels. Do you believe this needs to be a national priority? Because transforming the agricultural cycle in Punjab and Haryana is very difficult. Farmers don't want to do that. But if there is an alternative to where their stubble can go efficiently and effectively, it could reduce pollution.
It is 100% possible. Now these 400 plants, which are at maximum in Punjab and Haryana, actually 2 days before I was in Amritsar. Now a lot of people are now starting this project, some of in the process, by which now the cost of the parallel is 2,500 rupees per ton.
Yes.
And the Haryana government is giving subsidy for that. And now there are some agricultural equipment we need to making the baling of that material and everything. All the process is going on. I don't know, but just I listening from the concerning people that this year, the parallel burning is reduced by 40%. And I am confident within 2 to 3 years, it is going to be reduced by 100% because there are two important philosophies. One is innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill, and successful practices. We name it as knowledge and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the one. And the second is conversion of waste into wealth.
Right.
So the parallel to bio-CNG is a conversion of waste to wealth. Now I'm just giving the example. Delhi have 4 mountains of this municipal garbage. Now we have just used 80 lakh ton of municipal garbage in the road construction in UR2 and Mumbai-Delhi Express Highway, then Ahmedabad-Vadodara, Ahmedabad-Dolero Highway, then in Chandigarh also. So now already we have in the finalization of the agreement that we can take this municipal waste up to 100 meters for using in road construction. So it is going to resolve the problem of waste problem in Delhi. At the same time, by segregating the waste, glass, metal and plastic, there is a recycling of it possible. And from organic waste, it go to biodigester where we will get methane. And from methane, we can get hydrogen, green hydrogen, or ethanol, or CNG. So this is to be an alternative of waste to wealth. So no person, no material is waste. It is depending upon the appropriate technology. It is depending upon the vision of the leadership about the futuristic vision by which 100% we will convert the waste to wealth. That is to be a great asset for the country.
So in all this, there is a lot of research required and a lot of investment required from OEMs to adopt these new technologies as well. What do you think can be done to encourage them to invest here and adopt these technologies? CNG became a reality. We have seen CNG consumption by people, by buying CNG cars has increased. But what can be done so that OEMs interact more and invest in technologies, for example, this biogas technology?
Actually, frankly speaking, I am working on this from 2004. But anything when the idea is out of box, either it is media or bureaucracy or the system or the people, they don't want to believe. But today the game is changed now. Now everyone is talking about the alternative fuel and biofuel. Now the Global Alliance G20 is there. Even automobile company was not ready to listen all these things. But today it has become a success story. And I feel that now there is no problem because there are important thing is there. Any project you need proven technology, economic viability, availability of raw material and marketability of the finished product. The most important thing is as comparison with the fossil fuel, the biofuel and alternative fuel is very cheap.
Right.
And we don't need to convince the people. Now I just have an electric tractor. So I am spending 3 lakhs rupees maximum in my electric tractor, in my diesel tractor. And for electric tractor, my cost is 25,000 rupees. So if suppose you have a car, in petrol car, you are spending 30,000 rupees. For your electric car, the bill will be 3,000. If you have a CNG car, your bill will be 12,000.
Right.
So already the economic saving is there. You don't need to market. And if there is a market is there, you don't need to convince the automobile manufacturer. They are very intelligent people. They understand what is the choice of the people. Immediately they start the production.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about road safety, because unfortunately we continue to have terrible deaths on our roads. 450 Indians die every year. But I think one good thing that is happening is that many car manufacturers are now rated 5-star in terms of safety. When I spoke to you, I think a little bit more than a year back, we had spoken about seat belts in the back of cars. And there's always been a concern even now that airbags, the more you pay, the more airbags you get, which shouldn't be the case. There need to be basic safety standards across car manufacturers. What more needs to be done to bring down the fatality rate on India's roads?
Because of Bharat NCAP, already airbag star rating is there. And now because of the star rating, every company it is now very important for them to make their car up to the mark, up to the standard. And if suppose anywhere it is published, this company car is not up to the mark, then they have to face the problem in the market. So now everyone is cautious. I don't need to make any circular for that. They are very cautious about, because consumer is very, very intelligent now. He understands which is the safe car or not. So that today there is no problem about it. But one thing which I will accept that, from last 10 years I am the minister for all this department. Everywhere there is a success story. But regarding road safety for this year, the accident, 5 lakhs accidents, and previously 1,50,000 deaths. Now more than 5 lakhs accidents and 1,68,000 deaths. And in the death, the 60% of the deaths are young people. Their age is 18 to 34. It's very unfortunate. But there are 4 things which are responsible: is road engineering and automobile engineering. We have already taken all preventive measures. Regarding road engineering, there was a lot of defects. We have given 40,000 crores for improving black spots. In the automobile engineering, now Bharat NCAP star rating is there. We are taking all preventive measures as far as automobile engineering is concerned. Third is enforcement. We have already passed the law, road safety law. And fourth is, that is exactly important, the behavior of the common people. If the red signal is there, you have to stop there. You are, at a time when you are running car or the scooter, you should not talk on the mobile phone. These are the small things. The lane discipline is important, where we need your cooperation. Unfortunately, there is a feeling in the mind of the people, neither they have fear for the law and neither they have respect for the law. This type of situation is there, and we are really facing problem. Now we are concentrating on the students, making a lot of program with the help of lot of automobile company and other, and from Amitabh Bachchan to all actor, actress, then cricketers, we are making the campaign, and media is also helping us. But the result is still, that is increasing of 18,000 accident in the country compared with the last year. I'm really very guilty conscious and sorry for that.
So don't you think we need to maybe focus from where it all starts, that the driving license? In most of the cases in the country, driving licenses are given very easily. Don't you think we need to fix that problem first, where the driving license process becomes a little bit, it has become a lot, because in Delhi NCR itself, there are lots of centers where you have to actually pass all the hurdles. But across the country, the situation is not the same. Don't you think we need to do something there so that driver education becomes better?
I will tell you one of the incident in my life when I was leader of opposition in Maharashtra Assembly. The Vilasrao Deshmukh, who was the chief minister at the time. I know the RTO, he was very transparent. By weaving money, he immediately signed the driving license. So I take the license on the name of Vilasrao Deshmukh, with spending 100 rupees and showing into the assembly, please see, this is the transparent government, that 100 rupees, you will get the license. Now if I can ask the question to all these people, please. Who are the people who are going into the RTO office and giving trial, examination, and after that they get the license? Majority people, they manage, they get the license in their home. But today we have taken a lot of decisions. Now it's not so easy. We have taken all measures for that. Unfortunately, India is the country where you get the automobile license very easily. In the USA, it is so difficult task. Yeah. So now we are also starting one computerized examination also, and we are trying to make it little bit tough and making a procedure strong, procedure by using the technology. It will not be easy thing. No. But the problem is that this is not a big problem. Problem is rules of the road. Whether the people by and large, they are ready to accept this as a responsibility or as a citizen, that we have to obey the law, that is to be a big problem.
So, I think one of the biggest achievements...
New day, new show, a new experience.
Who would have thought 14, 15 years back we would have the highways that we have now? It's there for all of us to see. But with the construction of highways, there is a certain cost. A part of that cost is borne by the driver who uses that road. Now, we've had a FASTag system. That's worked very well. It's cut down on corruption massively. But there are those who say that the cost of travel on highways is still too much. Is there a better technology or a better way of rationalizing costs on the basis of the distance covered?
We are working on a lot of systems, satellite-based toll system and other thing also. Actually, tomorrow I have also a big meeting. Now we have also appointed a committee under the big IT expert of the country. I want to take the opinion of them also. And after that, we will take the decision. And within 3 months, we will go for the tender. It will be transparent system. and it will give maximum relief to the people. We are also thinking on the line that suppose the car travel only for 10 kilometers, he has to pay the toll for 60 kilometers because there is no toll between the other toll, between two tolls. So now we are making the system by which he has to pay only for 10 kilometers. So we are taking a lot of changes in it.
So,
we are going to reduce the...
In 3 months, there will be a tender. In 3 months, there will be a tender for what? A satellite-based system?
Actually, in the world, Russia, the one different technology is there. Germany, their technology is different. USA, their technology is different. And we have already, our one team from NHI also visited in European countries and making the research. But still, there is no unanimity. Yesterday, I have a big meeting in my office also. We are also not coming to the conclusion. So finally, we decided that already we have taken the big expert people from the IT, from Indian level, and we are giving proposal to them. And after consulting them, we will take the final opinion from them, then we will decide what will be the line for that. Now there is a problem about the secrecy also. Somewhere the private people, they can take that all data. Then again, lot of objections. So frankly speaking, I am also confused. So what exactly the appropriate line for that? So best way is to taking the opinion from the expert people. On that line, we will decide.
They want data-based toll system, but they don't want to share the data.
Yeah, the satellite-based toll system, many experts is telling to me that anyone can take that data. Then there is no secrecy. Then there is a judgment of the Supreme Court about the secrecy also. So a lot of conflicts are there. So on the basis of that, whether you want to use satellite from our country or we will use higher satellite from abroad, a lot of problems are there, a lot of opinions are there. So finally, we need to have coming to one conclusion that is not still there. So after taking the opinion of these 5 expert people and the committee, we will come to conclusion.
Sir, I just...
Hello everyone, you're watching Left, Right and Centre. Our top story is coming from the India bloc, where all's not well clearly after the debacle in Maharashtra and before that in Haryana. The allies of the Congress are going all out to question the leadership of the India bloc. Today, RJD founder and veteran politician Lalu Yadav said that Trinamool Congress chief Mamata Banerjee should lead the opposition alliance and that the Congress's objection to this means nothing. Earlier this month, in a veiled swipe at the Congress, the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had said, and I'm quoting her, everyone needs to be taken along as the opposition bloc moves against the BJP-ruled central government. Asked why she was not taking charge, she said, and I quote her again, if given the opportunity, I would ensure its smooth functioning. I don't want to go outside Bengal, but I can run it from here, unquote. Earlier, Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray leader Sanjay Raut had said that Ms. Banerjee should be a major partner of the India alliance. Veteran politician and NCP founder Sharad Pawar too has voiced support. And he had said that yes, she is capable of leading the alliance. The elected leaders, because she is elected, she understands how the parliament functions as well. The remarks over India bloc's leadership play out against the backdrop of the ongoing winter session of Parliament. Differences have cropped up on the strategy the opposition must follow to corner the Narendra Modi government in the House. While the Congress, led by leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi, demanded a discussion on the Adani indictment issue, leading to frequent adjournments, the Trinamool Congress insisted that it wants the House to function so that it can raise key issues such as rising prices, unemployment and the Manipur unrest. MPs of the Trinamool Congress and Samajwadi Party, which is the biggest opposition force after the Congress, were conspicuously missing from an opposition protest over the Adani issue. First, let's listen in to what Lalu Yadav and others said earlier today.
तो ममता जी को जो दिया जाए हाँ दे दे 25 में बोल रहे हैं सरकार फिर से बना रहे हैं लालू जी हाँ बनाएंगे हम लोग
आज तो आपको अपना रिकॉर्ड स्ट्रेट और ठीक रखना चाहिए सीनियर मेंबर पार्लियामेंट आरजेडी के नेता बोल के गए कि आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट लालू जी की बात की गई है लालू जी ने ऐसा नहीं कहा, तो वो बात छोड़िए। हाउस नहीं चलता है, रूलिंग पार्टी के एमपी 3 दिन से नहीं चला रहे। क्यों नहीं चला रहे भाई? रूलिंग पार्टी की तो जिम्मेवारी होती है हाउस चले।
सबको एक साथ बैठकर इंडिया ब्लॉक के लीडरशिप के बारे में जो समय दे सके, इंडिया ब्लॉक के काम को देश भर में, उस बारे में, नेतृत्व के बारे में चर्चा करने की हमारी सबकी इच्छा है। चाहे शरद पवार जी हो, चाहे ममता जी हो, लालू जी, अखिलेश जी, उद्धव ठाकरे साहब, शायद नवीन पटनायक भी उसमें आ सकते हैं, नवीन बाबू भी आ सकते हैं। तो हम सब बात करेंगे, चर्चा चल रही है, आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ संपर्क चल रहा है।
The leaders have been asking her to lead the thing. And once they were all asking whether it was the Uddhav Shiv Sena or it was Samajwadi Party, or for that matter it was the Bhishma Pitama of Indian politics, Sharad Pawar ji, and now Lalu Yadav ji. They all are saying, so once they all said, she said, I formed the India bloc and I'm ready to lead. She never claimed it. We never claimed it. We always said that she is the best to lead the India bloc. And that is what the voices from across the country of all leaders are coming.
आज इस पर कहीं कोई चर्चा नहीं है, न कोई आवश्यकता है। आज जरूरत है इस देश में सौहार्द कायम करने की। आज जरूरत है इस देश में महंगाई घटाने की। आज जरूरत है हमारे देश का करोड़ों नौजवान जो बेरोजगार है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार रहते चलते पेपर लीक हो रहा है। आज इस पर सब पर हमें सोचना है और इस पर समाधान का रास्ता करना है।
So who within the India bloc will now tell Rahul Gandhi that time has come for Mamata Banerjee to lead this group? Let me bring in the guests now. We have Rakesh Sinha, former MP and spokesperson of the BJP. Saket Gokhale, Trinamool Congress MP, will be joining me shortly. We have Ghanshyam Tiwari, MP, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and we also have Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist. Rakesh Sinha, you know, a strong opposition is the need of the hour to ensure that there are checks and balances in the manner in which the government functions. You know, that's the way a vibrant democracy is needed. Democracy functions. Would you not say then, Mamata Banerjee, who has taken on the BJP directly in not one, but in 3 elections, and she has managed to really defeat the BJP in assembly, in the Lok Sabha polls, your numbers, the numbers from, Bengal went down. She has the capacity, and you would be delighted to have a worthy opponent.
You know, whosoever may lead the India bloc, it is their internal matter, but I want to say that none of them is capable to contest before the Bharatiya Janata Party. The reason is obvious. As far as the Congress is concerned and Rahul Gandhi is concerned, this family consider the entire opposition politics or democracy as a family affairs. India has witnessed, this is very strange and shamelessness in democracy, that 3 people from the one family, they are not the distant relative, brother, sister, mother, they are the part of the Indian Parliament. They imposed, I think that none of the congressmen could have accepted this by their heart. But this is the family affairs. They want the opposition politics in a similar manner, which can't be acceptable in the democracy. As far as Mamata Banerjee is concerned, we all know her anti-Hindu tirade in West Bengal. She is a leader. A leader of a particular community, she leads a particular faith, she leads a particular manner, and she is also a dictatorial rule. She has also imposed the dynasty in her party. In the driving seat, her nephew is in the driving seat. So I believe that the opposition is passing through the credibility deficit. In democracy, you have to prove your credential by transparency, by concern for the people, and for impartiality. I think all 3 lacks. Another factor which is affecting the opposition parties, their corrupt practices, the bunch of leaders, everybody is involved here and there. They may accuse the BJP that you are adopting some leaders. If some people are coming to the party at this critical juncture and taking a new lease of life, the party will accept. But here the question is that, In Parliament, they don't have any agenda. Outside the Parliament, they don't have they can't lead the people. So for them, people means the support for the dynasty. People means the support for their particular way of politics.
Okay, then that dynasty charge can be actually countered if there is, say, a Mamata Banerjee to lead the India bloc. Isn't that true, Ghanshyam?
Good evening, Maria, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. There are three things that are important. Tomorrow morning, as the viewers get up, there's no meeting of India Alliance that is scheduled. The Parliament is supposed to function tomorrow morning. We have the Prime Minister who's missing in action, who has not shown the courage, in spite of having the majority, to face the Parliament. He is not showing courage, not just in the Parliament. Outside Parliament, he has not shown the courage. He doesn't require a visa to go to Manipur. The India Today tapes that are now with Supreme Court indicting N. Biren Singh are available to everybody to see the kind of vidwans they have done in Manipur. Or the Prime Minister doesn't need a visa to talk about Sambal and the Batenge-Katenge model. Or even the indictment of Adani. Adani did not take oath on the Constitution. The Prime Minister took. So when a man is indicted who's his close friend of bribing several state governments and his ministers, his MPs, his spokesperson go out on a limb to support that man but not ask any question, the Prime Minister stands indicted. So the question is, tomorrow morning, does the Prime Minister show courage to show up on the Parliament and his party, who has the majority in the Parliament, show courage to let the House function? There is no election of leader tomorrow morning in India Alliance.
Party thinking with regards to what Lalu Yadav has said today?
Well, Lalu Yadav ji has said that Mamata Banerjee is a tall leader. At a national level, we face a very, very interesting challenge. We face a challenge that a Prime Minister who doesn't do press conference, is not showing courage to face the Parliament, cannot be held accountable. Now the question is, what combination of leaders between leader of opposition, which Rahul Gandhi ji is, and leader of India Bloc Alliance can bring that courage into the Prime Minister? So we are trying to solve this problem by having an open debate. Mr. Rakesh Sinha is welcome to suggest that who will inspire the Prime Minister to show courage to show up in the Parliament, and who will inspire motivation in his party to let the House function.
Okay, Rakesh Sinha.
The opposition lacks the responsibility and morality to respect the constitutional authority. This is to inform, and everybody knows in this nation, when I was that time a Rajya Sabha member. When the leader of opposition spoke, the Prime Minister was sitting throughout his speech and noted down what the points he raised. When the turn came of the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, to speak, the entire opposition raised the slogans and created anarchy in the Rajya Sabha. This is their respect for the institution of the Prime Minister. We all know what Rahul Gandhi did with Manmohan Singh, because Manmohan Singh was just like a fief of the family, but Narendra Modi is not a fief of any family. He is the elected leader of the democracy. He is a self-made politician, and you cannot say that he does not have a courage. Narendra Modi is facing the entire world. Now this Prime Minister has made a mark in the international politics. No decision at the international level can be taken without the consent, without consultation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Everybody knows that Putin or Trump or any big leader of the world politics gives importance to Narendra Modi. India has made its place, but unfortunately, the balkanized opposition wants to contest the BJP. You see, can Akhilesh Yadav accept Rahul Gandhi as his leader? Let him declare it. Can Rahul Gandhi accept Lalu Yadav his leader? No. Mamata Banerjee can't accept that. So this is the balkanized state of the opposition parties. And the BJP is not responsible for the balkanization. Their ambitions is one of the reasons. And moreover, most of the political parties in the opposition parties, either their appeal is the religious appeal or the casteist appeal.
Okay, so then
let
me ask that
These
question.
These three are pillars which
is
are...
Is this about competing ambitions or ensuring that India bloc function? That's why you need a leader in someone who has managed to defeat the BJP electorally. Rahul Gandhi seemed to be, after the Lok Sabha polls, there was a lot of chatter around his leadership. But of course, that has dissipated post the debacles in Maharashtra and in Haryana.
Maria, you may have heard, saying in Hindi that सूत न कपास और जाहिलों में लट्ठम लट्ठा.
this is exactly what is happening. And with due respect to the India Alliance partners, I don't mean any offense, but they are fighting for nothing. There is nothing up for the grab. Alliance politics in India is determined by some goal, some objective. Yes, the formation of alliances, whether it was a National Front or a United Front or UPA, is announced. The death of an alliance or a formation is never announced. So therefore, India Alliance, for all practical purpose, is dead, simply because alliances are formed from the position of strength, not from position of weakness. The central figure, Congress, is unable to win, against BJP in a direct fight, as demonstrated by the outcome of Haryana and Maharashtra. So the many stakeholders, including the Delhi, AAP or RJD in Bihar, or Sharad Pawar, or Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, or Mamata Banerjee, they are looking for a change. There are a lot of acquisition and merger and all kind of things are happening. So therefore, there are no takers for Congress. Had Congress won, in Haryana, perhaps the story would have been slightly different, or if they had performed well. This is the thing. And second problem, Maria, is that who will bell the cat? So you say that, India Alliance meeting has to be called. Who will call it? Rahul Gandhi is not going to call it. Rahul Gandhi is there as the leader of opposition by virtue of Congress, standing in Lok Sabha, not because of India Alliance. So therefore, I think that is a total, breakdown of communication. Whatever I know about Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi,
they're happening in full public view. Whenever there is a question asked, be it to Sharad Pawar, he says Mamata Banerjee is best suited to lead this. To Supriya Sule, she said the same. Sanjay Rawat says that today it was Lalu Yadav. So all these leaders are making this point. But coming from, say, a Lalu Yadav, it becomes even more, tactical, I would say, because Lalu Yadav is known as a veteran backer of the Gandhis. He has never questioned Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi's leadership in all his political tenure.
Well, he did in one many years ago, Maria. In Bihar election campaign, he was describing, someone's stature of Sonia Gandhi as Valaiti Murgi. So all these things he has done. See, Lalu Yadav is a very good, weathercock. So this is an orchestrated bid to isolate Congress. The Congress problem is that it cannot go on its knees, to plead before Mamata Banerjee and request to take the, mantle of leadership of India Alliance. See, these, positions, and Mr. Sinha Rakesh Sinha would know, these are the honors that are given. I mean, when NTR was made, a sort of convener of National Front, NTR never asked for it. Or, George Fernandez or Sharad Yadav, any of these things. So Mamata Banerjee and the people, she is not keen to head actually. She is just trying to create, break division within India Alliance, because collectively, whether it is Sharad Pawar or Arvind Kejriwal or Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh, they want to distance, they want to break away from the Congress, because the Congress is a liability. Tomorrow there is an election in Bihar or Uttar Pradesh or anywhere, Congress is going to win. And Maria, I have done a small thing.
Does the Samajwadi Party consider Congress a liability? And we also have Neerja Chaudhary, veteran journalist, also joining us now. Yes, go ahead, Ghanshyam.
Very, very quick 2 comments. One is that that the Prime Minister, nothing happens in the world without asking the Prime Minister. I think Papa ne war rukwadi narrative and ads represent the 2024 election, and it failed because Papa could not visit Manipur. So that narrative is a false narrative coming from a senior leader that, Papa ne war rukwadi, nothing happens without asking the Prime Minister. That's one. Second is that an alliance is visible when the stage is there for it. Right now, there's no national election. The Delhi election doesn't call for an India alliance. The elections after that, even the Bihar election doesn't call for the entire...
Party is not part of India alliance. Are you saying that?
No, I'm saying the Delhi election doesn't call the entire India alliance. The stage for India Alliance actually, which has all these parties, is the Parliament. But if BJP does not allow the Parliament to function because Prime Minister is not able to muster courage to face the issues that are on hand, and the BJP, in spite of its majority, is not able to muster that courage, it's shameful that they are disrupting the Parliament. The 6 years Mr. Sinha was in the Parliament, the track record of Parliament is the lowest. The average number of sittings of the Prime Minister is the lowest in the Parliament. The number of sittings in the Parliament itself for the last 10 years is less than the number of Sundays. Number of ordinances passed number of MPs thrown out of the parliament. So when BJP had its brute and might, they did not allow parliament to work like parliament. Now they don't have the brute and might, so they are trying to run away from the parliament.
When the Congress party is protesting or raising an issue, you don't have Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party, your party, backing it. You don't have Mamata Banerjee's TMC backing it. So it's clear that the opposition is not speaking in one voice on a particular issue. That's why the treasury benches feel that, then they can get away then. If the force of opposition is not a united opposition, that's how it appears. And we can see multiple strategy meetings where most opposition leaders are missing. So,
but all the more reason,
even in the Business Advisory Committee, it's not that the opposition is coming together and saying that this is the issue that they want time to be allocated on. They are speaking in multiple voices, and that's what the scene is right now in Parliament.
So, one very quick quip. All the more reason for the BJP to have the courage to let the House function. What is this cowardice that we even with our majority will not let the House function? They say that there's a divided India alliance. They call it India alliance. They say that it doesn't have a leader. They say that all this Soros connection, etc. They say that members are not protesting together. Every reason for BJP to show courage and let the House function.
Nirja, and move on to the next topic.
Yeah. Sorry, Maria, what were you saying?
I'm coming to you, ma'am. Rakesh Sinha first responding to Ghanshyam that it is the government which is not letting the House function. Technically, it's the responsibility of the treasury benches to run the parliament, and the opposition may not be entirely wrong here. Rakesh Sinha.
I was in the Rajya Sabha and the member of the Privilege Committee. Generally, Privilege Committee was a dead committee. Hardly one or two issues used to come. But during my tenure, I found that more than 4 or 5 dozen issues came because in the parliament, members are filming the parliament, members are shouting, members are jumping on tables of the chairperson, members are throwing papers on the chairman's seat. This is sometimes we heard these things in the state assemblies of few states. Now it reaches to the parliament. And whenever the constitutional authority comes, they start abusing. And this is the pathetic condition of the opposition parties because they lack the pro-people agenda. They lack the alternative vision. Okay. If they disagree with the foreign policy, disagree with the economic policy, they disagree with the social philosophy, they should produce before the nation the alternative agenda.
Okay.
They have to go
we also have Saket
Gokhale,
member of Parliament of the Trinamool Congress.
They want to do politics in the corridors of the Parliament.
Okay. Saket Gokhale, the question is, Mamata Banerjee all set to lead the India bloc. But there are many within the India bloc who are backing her. The fact is that, including Lalu Yadav, who feels that she's best suited to lead the India bloc. Then, will the TMC be making that pitch and seeking perhaps a meeting of the India bloc to formalize that?
Hi, good evening, Ms. Shakil. Look at, as Mamata Banerjee herself said, and as is public knowledge, she was one of the founding members of the India bloc. Even the name India she was one of the members of the bloc that suggested the name. There is no question of us making the pitch. Look, it is not that Mamata Banerjee is hankering for a leadership position or hankering for some sort of a role. The fact of the matter today is she's a 7-time Lok Sabha MP, 3-time Union Minister, and now 3rd-time Chief Minister of West Bengal. We've had the best strike rate against the BJP. If you look at any of the last 3 or 4 elections, starting from 2021 until now, including the recent by-polls where we got a 6-on-6. Mamata Banerjee brings in a wealth of experience. She's an efficient administrator. And the goal of the India bloc when it was constituted was we're all together to defeat the BJP, to take on the BJP and defeat them. Mamata Banerjee has shown that she's the most effective when it comes in defeating the BJP. But at the end of the day, there's no question of us calling a meeting, or we are very grateful for the support that has been expressed by leaders of numerous parties, of a lot of parties in the India bloc. We're very grateful for it. It's very heartening for us. And at the end of the day, it is they who will decide who leads the India alliance. Mamata Banerjee on her part has said that if she's called upon to lead the alliance, she'll be more than happy to do it.
But Saket, the question of course is that if so many parties are saying, and they are all part of the India bloc, they are making that, they are giving the reasons why Mamata Banerjee is best suited. And you, as you said, that you have the best strike rate against the BJP. This is also a reflection on the Congress, though, which doesn't, which has failed in elections whenever there is a direct contest between the BJP. Do you think it's purely about electoral maths? I mean, whichever party is able to defeat the BJP should be the one providing leadership to this bloc, opposition bloc?
See, Ms. Shakil, it's not only about the electoral mathematics, because like I said, as far as the electoral mathematics go, there is nobody more solid than Mamata Banerjee. It is also about who can take everybody together. It's a consensus at the end of the day. It's an alliance at the end of the day. And anyone who leads the alliance has to be somebody that can take all the parties on board, that all the parties can see eye to eye with, that all parties would like to work together with. And I think that is another factor that counts in the favor of Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, is that she has a great equation with every party in the India bloc. She has, as you've seen, the numerous leaders from different parties who have come and supported her. It shows that she enjoys a wonderful equation. And that is one of the key qualities required in leading an alliance, a multi-state alliance of this nature, is that you should be able to take everybody along. There is no big brother, there is no small brother, there is no big sister, small sister. It is an alliance of equals, and any party that leads it should be able to take everybody else along and form consensus.
Okay, one view is that where is Trinamool Congress outside Bengal? It's a party which is limited only and only to Bengal. When you experimented and tried to contest elections, say in Goa and in other states, you have failed miserably. So the question is that shouldn't the Congress, which is a national party, be taking on another national party rather than passing on the baton to a regional player?
See, with due respect, Ms. Shakil, is a national party supposed to be a party that contests elections in different states and loses? Or is a national party actually a party that wins elections in multiple states? If it is a question of a national party means you contest elections in multiple states, sure, we don't do that. We contest in West Bengal, we contest in Assam. Similarly, the RJD contests in Bihar and Jharkhand, Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh and a couple of other states, Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi and Punjab. So at the end of the day, we are all parties who are very strong in the states where we are present, which is why I said this is an alliance of equals. All the regional parties, wherever they are, who are part of the India Alliance, have managed to defeat the BJP and managed to push back the BJP in different ways. Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool have a higher strike rate. The others might have a low, but still they've managed to fight back the BJP. It is the national parties that we have seen are the ones who are not able to face up to the BJP. So the question at the end of the day is, just because you're contesting elections in multiple states does not make you a national party the Election Commission definition is different. But talk about my state, Bengal. Yes, we are only in Bengal, but in the Bengal, we defeated not just the Congress, the BJP, we also defeated the Congress because we don't have an electoral alliance with them. They put up candidates. So it might be a national party, and I respect the fact that there is a national party, but as far as West Bengal is concerned, they're non-existent.
All right, Saket Gokhale, appreciate your time. And a word from Neerja Chaudhary now. Neerja, this is a valid point. I mean, why have a national party lead an alliance of opposition even after its multiple electoral setbacks? I mean, Haryana was supposed to be a done deal or a one battle and it lost. And again, we saw where a state where they had an upper hand just 6 months ago, they lost that state miserably as well. Maharashtra.
I think what this whole thing with Mamata pitching for leadership of India bloc has started because of a lack of confidence in Rahul's leadership to lead the India bloc. And I think there's a feeling that Congress has not played a hands-on role. And another thing is the disagreement between the India bloc parties and the Congress on the extent to which they should push on the Adani issue. There is not concurrence on that. And the Congress seems to be pushing for it rather than going for a common minimum agreement, issues on which there's a common minimum agreement. And let them fight, Congress fight the Adani issue. But they've not. They've been pushing for the Adani issue, and that is another thing that has divided their ranks. On Jagdeep Dhankar, for instance, a notice against him, a larger number of parties of the India bloc are concurring. And we'll take that up in the House. So I think overall, they need to decide. And Mamata Banerjee has not only thrown her hat in the ring, as has been said, she's a very senior leader. She's proved that she can keep the BJP at bay. In her state, she's fought back. And more important, most of the parties that have supported her have a greater comfort level with her because she doesn't threaten them in their states, which the Congress does do. Of course, Akhilesh Yadav and RJD and Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray and Arvind Kejriwal and now Jagan Reddy. He's obviously, by supporting her, showed that he's interested. He may join the India bloc. But DMK has not come in her favor, nor have the left parties expressed themselves. Though the CPI did, censure the Congress on the way they had handled things. So overall, yes, there is a divide right down the middle in the India bloc today. Whether India bloc will take a new shape, whether we see the surfacing of a third bloc, and maybe at a later stage the Congress comes on board, all these are now question marks. But when the BJP is growing stronger after Haryana and Maharashtra, the 240 seats they got in June in the Lok Sabha seems to be a distant dream at the moment. And at a time like that, when the opposition should be getting its act together, it's very unfortunate that they are weakening. Right. Their ranks are weakening.
All right. Nirja and Mr. Rakesh Sinha continue to be with us. I would like to thank Ghanshyam Tiwari as we shift focus to our second debate. But before that, a quick break and then we return.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number one in both online and offline reach in India. Beating all its competition, NDTV stands for trust.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your lives.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai.
Government versus opposition battle in Parliament has reached a new level. The India Bloc parties have given notice for a no-confidence motion against the Rajya Sabha chairman, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar. This is for the first time in Indian parliamentary history that a no-confidence motion is being brought in against the chair of the House. The notice, signed by over 60 opposition members, reportedly say that Rajya Sabha chairman is extremely partisan, constantly interrupts opposition members when they attempt to speak, repeatedly makes disparaging comments against them publicly. Hitting back at the notice, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju called the opposition's move against the Rajya Sabha chair as shameful. While the motion is likely to be defeated as the NDA has a majority in both the houses of Parliament, but it shows the bitter relationship between the Treasury benches and opposition, which are going from bad to worse with each passing day. What is the end game here, and how long will this logjam in Parliament continue? We'll have the guests in just a bit, but first let's listen in to different voices on this historic move by the opposition.
जिस तरह से राज्यसभा की कार्यवाही सभापति महोदय जो कस्टोडियन है हाउस के, जिस तरह से वो कार्यवाही कर रहे थे और लगातार कर रहे हैं, जहां पर नेता प्रतिपक्ष तक को बोलने नहीं दिया जाता है, शायद वो उनसे चिढ़ते हो क्योंकि वो दलित समाज से आते हैं, इतने ऊंचे ओहदे पर पहुंचे, अपने बल पर पहुंचे। ऐसे व्यक्ति के लिए उनके मन में सम्मान होना चाहिए, लेकिन इतने असम्मान से, इतने तिरस्कार से बात करते हैं। तो इस तरह की पार्टिजान कार्रवाई, इस तरह का पक्षपात मुझे नहीं लगता कि राज्यसभा में होना चाहिए।
आज जो नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन ऑपोजिशन की तरफ से डाला गया है, ये भी पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसीजर में अलाउड है। ये कोई हमने नियम का कानून तोड़ के या संविधान के बाहर जाके अपने अधिकार का हमने अधिकार नहीं जताया है। हमारा अधिकार है नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन मूव करना, पर इन सब चीज़ों से हटकर इधर उधर की बातें करना बीजेपी की आदत है। आज भी वो सदन में बाधा दे रहे, इससे तृणमूल कांग्रेस वॉकआउट कर गई है।
There was no need for the Congress party and the opposition leaders to serve a notice against the Honorable Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. This notice is only prompted by their effort to get away from the exposure of the links between OCCRP, George Soros and the leadership of the Congress party. This kind of diversionary tactics will not succeed.
Okay, so the government, they're dismissing it as diversionary tactics. Let's bring in Rakesh Sinha. Rakesh Sinha, as a former MP and of the House where it is Jagdeep Dhankar, the chair of the House at present, the question is that if there are concerns being raised on the role of the chair, that should be addressed rather than it being dismissed the manner in which the government is doing.
You know, Sri Jagdeep Dhankar ji has left a mark on parliamentary democracy by his articulation, by his knowledge and by his presence of mind. His role in parliament, as my own experience shows, that he is very impartial. But the opposition parties don't tolerate anyone who is vibrant, who has certain lively role in parliament. They wanted the chairman at the flower pot on a chair. They want just like a chairman. This is not possible. Congress has a habit. For the last many decades, Congress ruled this country, and they had the nominated people, and they acted on behalf of the individual or a family or some clique. Jagdeep Dhankar is not like that. He is a man of conscience, and he uses his conscience. He quotes the Constituent Assembly debate. He quotes the various sources, and he enriches the proceedings of parliamentary democracy. I am really surprised. What are the grounds? Can opposition count before the 140 crore people of the nation that these are the three grounds on which they disagree with Jagdeep Dhankar? In democracy, you have right to contest, you have right to oppose, you have right to make allegations, but there must be certain grounds. I know this move of the opposition is a direct attack on the constitutional mechanism of parliamentary democracy.
But Mr. Rakesh Sinha,
they are not in the position to...
That the chair of the House must appear to be bipartisan as well. So if the opposition feels that, and this is being done for the first time in the entire parliamentary democracy of India. I mean, never before has it happened that they have brought no confidence against the chair. You know, so they have reasons which has to be addressed. There has to be a meeting point rather than create history which is in a negative sense. So Salim Dharan, I saw you smiling. I mean, you may have reservations with Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, but there is no denying that he is known for his articulation and his wordplay.
See, I think the qualification of the job of a vice president, the prerequisite is that he has to be non-partisan, right? Him being knowledgeable or he's good at wordplay, command over language does not matter. The first and foremost prerequisite is non-partisanship. For example, 2004 to 2009, we have to talk about the speaker, Somnath Chatterjee. I think he was an example. He went against his own party because he wanted to serve the job of a speaker, which is to remain non-partisan. And which is why I again tell, under BJP, the democracy is under threat. The vice president has no job in switching off the mic of opposition parliamentarians, right? How can he do it? As I spoke in a show yesterday, The voices of the opposition parties are nothing but voice of 65% of the Indians. When they speak, you turn off the mic, which implies that you're not respecting the voice of 65% of the Indian population who did not vote for the BJP. This is not, and he's behaving as a spokesperson of the BJP party. His job is to remain neutral and non-partisan. Why? How difficult is that? And this is not happening only in the parliament. We have seen how the governors in states like Tamil Nadu or Kerala are behaving. They are again behaving like spokespersons of RSS and BJP, and this has to stop somewhere. Which is why we want to have an impeachment movement under the Constitution of India, Article 67B, 92, and 100. And I don't think there's anything wrong in this.
Okay. Nirja Chaudhary, what is clear is that this is a parliament where there will be no consultation but complete confrontation. But the irony is that important chairs like the Speaker's chair or the Chairman's chair, that is being seen now and is almost like caught in this crossfire of sorts between the Treasury benches and opposition.
Yes, as far as the House is concerned, I think it's likely to be a washout. It's continuing in that fashion with a lot of turbulence. In the past decades, we've seen turbulence in the House many, many times. There was the demolition of Babri Masjid. Before that, there was the Mandal report that VP Singh pulled out, which led to a lot of conflict. There was 2G when the whole sessions were wiped out. And somehow, for this point to be reached today, that and with a person like Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, who is a lawyer, who's an experienced hand, an old hand, and a chair is supposed to prevent a breaking point from being reached. And that breaking point has reached. Even last session, the opposition was thinking of doing what they've done now. And this time, of course, they've given a notice of no confidence. Is not likely to go through simply because there isn't the 14-day notice, but they may do it in the next session. But it is very unfortunate that they feel so strongly that the chair has been partisan. And I think it's very, very troubling what's happening in Parliament today. It doesn't make you happy at all. And I think the chair needs perhaps to sit down with the opposition and address what they feel.
Yes.
Because Parliament must function. We cannot allow Parliament to be the way it is and what we've seen in the last days.
NDA has a majority and numerical strength cannot be an answer to a motion of this nature, Rakesh Sinha. That, yes, you have the brute majority. Yes, you will find your way through this as well. But the question is about the sanctity of a role.
No, I don't accept such kind of word, the brute majority. India has a majority, and this majority is the mandate of the people in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So it should not be abused like the Congress party and other parties. The two important points. The former ruling parties, I call Congress party, Trinamool party, they were all ruling parties previously. Irreconcilability of them being the opposition party. They still consider that they are the ruling parties. They still consider Bharatiya Janata Party a communal party, a party which does not require to be in the ruling as a ruling party. Number one. Number two, the most important point is that Indian democracy is being attacked both inside and from outside. George Soros, it is not some hidden fact. It is not something which we are making a mountain out of mole. He declared at the international platform that he is going to destroy this particular BJP rule, particularly Narendra Modi's government. And this George Soros, which is a danger for the India's unity, integrity, and democracy, and his relationship with the Congress party. This is a matter to be discussed. And now the Congress party and opposition party to divert the attention of the people, they are bringing the no confidence motion against the Vice President of India. Any Vice President of India would be the person who would be supported by BJP. Right. So any chairman of the Rajya Sabha would be unacceptable.
Salim Dharnidharan, Mr. Dharnidharan, 30 seconds, please, quickly.
See, firstly and foremost, as I'm saying, the democracy is under threat. The BJP is making a mockery out of democracy in this country, which is why we want to at least symbolize that we will fight back. that what is the job of the opposition? The job of the opposition is to keep the ruling party under check whenever there is an excess. And this government has crossed all the limits. And I think which now they don't even have the numbers. In fact, if you look at the Lok Sabha, they don't have the majority without the allies. If Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu do not want to support them, then he could be impeached. So it's possible. So why not? And it's under the constitution. I don't know why is BJP calling it as unconstitutional.
Dharnidharan, Rakesh Sinha and Nija Chaudhary, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. We'll see what happens in Parliament tomorrow, and our coverage begins early morning. So do join us. Thanks so much for watching.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
Of farmers in the constituency.
I want to do something that can make a difference.
लगातार जनता की आवाज को सरकार तक पहुंचाने का काम मैं करता हूं.
I was a student up until very recently. I really want to work and do something for my people because they have given me this opportunity. They have elected me.
काफी सहयोग मिला मुझे. कभी ऐसा लगा नहीं कि मैं फर्स्ट टाइम एमपी हूं.
NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. #1 in both online and offline reach in India. Beating all its competition, NDTV stands for trust.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your lives.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of governance, Delhi,
NDTV brings to you the best breakfast show.
The breakfast show only on NDTV 24/7 every morning at 8 a.m.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
Arvind Kejriwal, Sharad Pawar hold a meeting in Delhi. The strategy on EVMs to be discussed. Mamata Banerjee's role in the India bloc also likely to come up. The Congress on the back foot as more and more India bloc parties ask for Trinamool chief Mamata Banerjee to lead the grouping. Even long-time Gandhi family supporter Lalu Yadav says Mamata should lead. The opposition today submitted a notice for moving no confidence motion against Vice President and Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar, making it the first such action in India's parliamentary history. They've alleged bias in his conduct. The BJP hit back, calling it shameful and a diversionary tactic. 34-year-old man died by suicide at his home in Bengaluru shortly after recording a video accusing his estranged wife and her family of harassment. Says they were demanding crores from him and his family. The police filed a case of abetment. And Union Minister Nitin Gadkari launches NDTV's auto website. He talks on Waste to Wealth mission. He says key focus is on pollution-free fuel. He says in the next 5 years, India will be a top car manufacturer in the world. Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. Our top story now, and amid the leadership trouble in the India bloc, AAP Supremo Arvind Kejriwal and NCP Sharad Pawar are holding a meeting in Delhi. Mamata Banerjee's role in the India bloc is likely to be discussed during this meet. Maharashtra leaders are also in the meeting, and according to sources, they're going to rake up the EVM issue in the meeting ahead of Delhi polls. Remember, this was an issue that the opposition was discussing, and a strategy to counter EVMs as well as election strategy. The India bloc is likely to strategize over the EVM issue, and the role of India bloc in the upcoming Delhi Assembly elections can also be discussed during this meeting. For more, we're joined by Ram Shinde. And Ram Shinde, if you can tell us more about what we know regarding this meeting. It also comes at a time when there has been more and more voices speaking out in favor of Mamata Banerjee leading the India bloc. Right, Ram Shinde, if you can hear me, what do we know about this meeting so far?
बिल्कुल ये मीटिंग जो है अरविंद केजरीवाल और शरद पवार जी इन दोनों के बीच में चल रही थी, जो कि अभी खत्म हो गई है। अभिषेक मनु सिंह भी इस मीटिंग में शामिल थे, और ये मीटिंग खत्म होने के बाद और कल एक बार मीटिंग होगी, और ईवीएम के ऊपर आम आदमी पार्टी, एनसीपी और कुछ इंडिया अलायंस की पार्टियां क्या रणनीति आगे रहेगी, इसके ऊपर आज जो है वो इसके ऊपर चर्चा हुई है। तो जो कि महाराष्ट्र की जो चुनाव है उसको सैंपल लिया गया है, उसमें कितने वोट शेयर जो है वो बढ़ा हुआ है, और अचानक कैसे ये वोट शेयर बढ़ा है इसके ऊपर भी ऑब्जेक्शन लिया गया है। और उसी के साथ में जो और कुछ सबूत है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाकर वो दाखिल करने वाले हैं, और ये पॉलिटिकल पार्टियां, वो चाहे महाराष्ट्र में हाई कोर्ट में हो या फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हो, वो वहां पे अपने जो मुद्दे हैं वो दाखिल करेंगे। और जो नाम इसमें से डिलीट किए गए हैं तो वो इलेक्शन कमीशन के मार्फत ये नाम डिलीट किए हैं, केंद्रीय चुनाव आयोग के मार्फत ये डिलीट किए गए हैं, ये भी आरोप बड़ा लगाया है। तो इलेक्शन कमीशन के खिलाफ भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाने वाले हैं। अब ये कौन सी तारीख को ये पिटीशन दायर करेंगे वो कल तय होगा
जी। और ये जो इंडिया ब्लॉक की लीडरशिप वाली इशू जो बहुत चर्चा में रही है, जिसके बारे में काफ़ी ऑपोजिशन लीडर्स ने बात किया है कि ममता बनर्जी को शायद चाहेंगे लीड करने के लिए, इसके बारे में कुछ डिस्कशन हुआ?
जी बिल्कुल, आज की जो मीटिंग है वो ओनली ईवीएम को सामने रखते हुए और दिल्ली के जो चुनाव है आने वाले वो सामने रखते हुए किस तरह से उसमें आगे चलकर रणनीति बने, इसके ऊपर ये मीटिंग थी। जो कि महाराष्ट्र में जैसे हुआ है कि ईवीएम के ऊपर ऑब्जेक्शन लिया गया है, वोट शेयर जो है वो अचानक से शिफ्ट हुआ है, बहुत से लोगों के नाम जो है वो लिस्ट में से गायब थे, तो वो दिल्ली चुनाव में भी ना हो, तो इसलिए ही अरविंद केजरीवाल जो है वो इस मीटिंग में आए थे। लेकिन अन्य किसी मुद्दे के ऊपर इस मीटिंग में बात हो गई है, अभी तक ये पता नहीं चला
जी। All right, Ram Shinde, they're giving us the details regarding this meeting, what one has learned so far. The meeting would discuss the issue of EVMs and also the upcoming Delhi elections and the various challenges that the opposition has been facing in terms of elections. Remember earlier as well, this issue of voter names disappearing from voter lists was raised by opposition leaders. So these sort of strategies were discussed, and challenges for the opposition were discussed. The Election Commission was also discussed during this meeting between Sharad Pawar and Arvind Kejriwal, which was also attended by Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Now, the opposition India bloc is divided over the leadership of the opposition grouping. RJD chief and former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav, known as a Gandhi family supporter, has also extended support to the Trinamool Congress chief Mamata Banerjee's candidature. Earlier, Lalu's son and senior RJD leader Tejashwi Yadav had said that he had no objection to any senior leader of the India bloc, including Banerjee leading the coalition. But he had stressed that the decision must be reached through consensus. Banerjee had, on the 6th of December, expressed dissatisfaction with the functioning of the India bloc, signaling her intent to take charge of the alliance if given the opportunity.
तो ममता जी को दे दिया जाए।
हाँ दे दे।
25 में बोल रहे हैं सरकार फिर से बना रहे हैं लालू जी।
हाँ बनाएंगे हम लोग।
आज तो आपको अपना रिकॉर्ड स्ट्रेट और ठीक रखना चाहिए। सीनियर मेंबर पार्लियामेंट आरजेडी के नेता बोल के गए कि आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट लालू जी की बात की गई है। लालू जी ने ऐसा नहीं कहा, तो वो बात छोड़िए। हाउस नहीं चलता है, रूलिंग पार्टी के एमपीज 3 दिन से नहीं चला रहे। क्यों नहीं चला रहे भाई? रूलिंग पार्टी की तो जिम्मेवारी होती है हाउस चले।
सबको एक साथ बैठकर इंडिया ब्लॉक के लीडरशिप के बारे में जो समय दे सके इंडिया ब्लॉक के काम को देश भर में, उस बारे में नेतृत्व के बारे में चर्चा करने की हमारी सबकी इच्छा है। चाहे शरद पवार जी हो, चाहे ममता जी हो, लालू जी, अखिलेश जी, उद्धव ठाकरे साहब, शायद नवीन पटनायक भी उसमें आ सकते हैं, नवीन बाबू भी आ सकते हैं। तो हम सब बात करेंगे, चर्चा चल रही है, आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ संपर्क चल रहा है।
The leaders have been asking her to lead the thing. And once they were all asking whether it was the Uddhav Shiv Sena or it was Samajwadi Party, or for that matter it was the Bhishma Pitama of Indian politics, Sharad Pawar ji, and now Lalu Yadav ji. They all are saying, so once they all said, she said, I formed the India bloc and I'm ready to lead. She never claimed it. We never claimed it. We always said that she is the best to lead the India bloc. And that is what the voices from across the country of all leaders are coming.
आज इस पर कहीं कोई चर्चा नहीं है, न कोई आवश्यकता है। आज जरूरत है इस देश में सौहार्द कायम करने की। आज जरूरत है इस देश में महंगाई घटाने की। आज जरूरत है हमारे देश का करोड़ों नौजवान जो बेरोजगार है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार रहते चलते पेपर लीक हो रहा है। आज इस पर सब पर हमें सोचना है और इस पर समाधान का रास्ता करना है।
What can be termed as a significant fallout of the election results of Haryana and Maharashtra, where the Congress party faced concurrent setbacks. Now questions are being raised on Rahul Gandhi's leadership of the India Alliance and also about the Congress party's own pivotal position when it comes to the opposition bloc. We saw NCP founder Sharad Pawar talk about Mamata Banerjee's leadership abilities, saying that she could be leading the alliance. We saw RJD Supremo Lalu Prasad Yadav also speak on the same lines today. Remember, Mamata Banerjee a few days ago in an interview to a TV channel also said that she was the one who brought this alliance together and she can manage all of that. She doesn't even need to go out of Bengal for that. She has made it very clear that she doesn't want to go out of Bengal when she can manage all of that sitting in West Bengal. So clearly, a lot of TMC MPs have also come forward suggesting that it is time that Mamata Banerjee took over the leadership of the India Bloc Alliance. And there is a context to this. Electorally, TMC has proved itself to be a better candidate when it comes to a direct fight with the BJP. Congress, when it came to a direct fight with the BJP, be it Jammu Kashmir, Haryana, or for that matter, even Maharashtra, Vidarbha region, it has the party has electorally failed to give a proper contest to the BJP, which is why these voices suggesting